Hello, everybody, and welcome back after a long hiatus to the stream you can't miss. It's coming alive, and today we're playing the Sorcery trading card game because we had a wild idea. There's a lot of, with beta now being out of stock, it's like, can you build a deck with Arthurian Legends is worth anything? And the consensus, I think, just kind of off the bat was, no, it's impossible. You need the base set. So that may be true, but what we're going to do today is try to build an Arthurian Legends only deck that works and take it against like an established deck that we know is good, like an Avatar of Earth, or that's like old, by the way. That's not good anymore.
I know. I didn't say I was just like going to play a degenerate deck.
Oh, it's degenerate. For sure.
But it's tier 1.5, so it's reasonable.
Fire is back in the meta, so as far as I know.
I have fire in my deck, though.
It's a lot of like charge and direct damage. You can imagine how it...
Yeah. Where it goes from there?
Yeah, it's like literally...
So, card game. Oh, yep. A leads to B, leads to C. Yes.
It's like every card game you've ever played. Yes, it's min-max to just basically cheat.
Well, I will say... Well, I'll get into that later. We got some things to talk about before we get into the thing. Steven's going to be trying to build decks using Arthurian Legends only. I'm going to be playing that whatever I want with all the cards that I own. And we'll see how long it takes Steven to beat me. It might be one stream, it might be 100. But it could be, I mean, it'd be so embarrassing if it was one.
We're kind of doing our own thing, right? Are we like free to do anything we want on the stream? Did we say that's what's happening?
That is, the stream has now become...
We're unchained?
Steven and Zach do whatever they want. Cool. And Jonathan and the creative team just figure it out.
Is this camera supposed to be on? That one at you?
The John cam?
That's the me cam.
Do you want to be on the me cam?
It's only on like artist hat on too. Look at him.
Dude, he does look... He looks like...
He's like an indie video artist.
Absolutely like a video.
Hold on, is it on? Is it on?
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
There's less tattoos on this body than needed. Yeah. Oh, no. Put the cat back where it was. Put the cat back. That's part of the there. Does that not look like a guy that you would buy?
Yeah. This guy's got like one of those red cameras, the center red.
Oh, yeah. At a 4K red.
He's recording at 16K.
All right, stand by to cut to main.
Anywho, so that'll be a fun challenge, and it just puts, I think, Steven right where he always wants to be with impossible scenario created.
I'm a proven exceptional deck builder.
Hey, Anatomy of Anarch, you know?
You know what somebody told me one time that was the biggest compliment I've received in my gaming career?
That if you'd play the good cards, you might win?
No.
No.
I do that in Sealed or so, I think, and I still don't win, so it's not true.
That's not exactly true.
They said you are... I've been watching your guys' stuff for like 10 plus years and following all that. You are the best thematic deck builder that I have witnessed. Like not good, but if there's a theme to focus on, like this avatar or this way of playing, you're good at figuring out the best way to do that, even if it does the thing poorly.
Probably because you have an ungodly amount of experience trying to do that.
Yeah, I guess you get better at the things you do.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I've been doing this with card games for a long time. Just take the good cards, put those over here, and then Steven plays here.
You know what's funny, though, is that's like how you do business well, but it seems to work in the realm of business and not so much in the realm of card games. Because you basically say, what are my key competencies? What am I uniquely capable of doing well? And that's how I approach deck building, too. Yeah. It's like, what is this avatar uniquely good at?
Strategy is strategy.
Yeah.
No matter what realm you're in. But the difference is...
You're the CEO.
I am the CEO. Yeah, I am the Senate.
I should build and you should pilot.
So, to a degree, there's a dynamic of that going on all the time. You're always... For 18 years, you've been asking those questions.
That's right.
Like, can we just pick one thing to be really good at and say that one thing?
We finally did it.
It's like, what if we didn't just pick one thing? Anyways, the thing I was going to say is in a card game, one-on-one card game, it's a zero-sum game. Mm-hmm. For me to win, you have to lose. In business, that's absolutely not true.
Oh, that's true.
So in business, I actually think the field of strategy is a lot wider because for Covenant to succeed, it doesn't mean anyone has to fail.
We don't have to beat everybody.
That's right.
Also, yeah.
And really, it's just a matter of, and I know, even inside of, like if you're trying to choose a tier 1 business strategy, we are not it.
Yeah. That's actually very true. We're maybe a tier 3 deck.
But Maybe if that. I don't even think tabletop is tier 1.
No.
Like this is not
For making money?
if you're trying to be not even making money, just be a successful, sustainable business. If you look at all the industries you could get into, I don't think anyone is like saying tabletop is really where it's at. But that's part of the allure, right? There is something here that is special, even if it's not tier 1, and that's what we're going to be exploring. But all that to say, in business, you can take any number of strategies. No one else has to lose because of it, and then as long as you're happy with the outcome,
I like that.
great. But in a game, you could frame that as similar as if you're having fun. Like for you. You'd have fun. I don't necessarily not have to have fun.
Yeah,
Like on the winning fun scale.
Greyjoy choke.
Sometimes that happens. But the reality of
It's
you
built
can
for
play
that.
your tier 2 deck or tier 2 cards and try to make them tier 1 and have probably more fun
It's true.
than people that are winning. And so you are in a similar way, like succeeding. You're just not resulting.
So you're saying fun isn't a zero-sum game in gaming?
It doesn't have to be, but it can be.
It can be, and
And
we know who's doing it.
We do.
We know them. The moment we walk into the tournament, we know who those people are.
Yeah, I'm gonna let's
Zero-sum
segue. Let's
fun.
segue into. Let's talk about something fun.
We're gonna talk about some news also. We're kind of back we're in the swing of the stream. We're gonna. Jonathan told us this morning that they're clearing out all the backlog in the video land. And so now it's time to start focusing on new stuff and interesting stuff, and we're going to put some energy into some
We got a lot of stuff coming.
new initiatives.
We're forward looking now.
You can't say that though, because the whole world is saying that all the time, aren't they? You won't believe what's coming next.
I didn't say
yeah.
that. I didn't say you won't believe it.
You'll
I just
believe
said
it.
There's a lot of things in the pipeline right now,
Yeah, there are. It's full.
so that's exciting.
So where do
you wanna start?
What's going to happen to the stream, Jonathan? Give us a sneak idea. I don't even want to know what's going to happen, but what's your theory of operation for
So-
where you would even look to improve things?
Well, so the
You
first
host-
thing we're going to do is get out of the holding pattern, which is the word I couldn't think about this morning. We're going to start doing more thumbnails. We're going to better thumbnails. Any thumbnail, really.
A thumbnail.
A thumbnail. A thumbnail.
That's the key to success on YouTube, I've heard.
We've got the new editor, John, who's been on this and will be taking over for me at 2. He's going to be adding in time codes so we can do more newsy stuff. And
Okay.
then if people want to jump to the game, they can jump to the game.
And
So-
what do we do about the content being unremarkable?
Well, that's on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we need to be remarkable.
We need better talent.
Also, since we're doing shorts now, Stephen and Zach are required to be funny or interesting for 3 minutes and 30 seconds every
stream.
Yeah.
I saw the clip come through of. I forget what has happened on all the streams.
Yeah.
Did you see the short with the bulk box come through? Speaking of that, quick word from our sponsor.
No. Wait, well, what about
bulk
it?
box? If you're unfamiliar, greatest bulk storage solution for card games in the world.
I have a real ad for you also for Bulkbox. Jonathan
Can,
pointed this
yeah,
out.
this is.
I have a
my
short on my
favorite
phone
thing.
recorded. He
He said this was the key.
He said this was the greatest hidden benefit of this. Can you switch it so they can see the into it? He just got it set where that does make a lot of sense actually.
It's not square.
It's not
so
square.
You set that up when you're organizing.
It's hip to be not
I
square.
think it's genius.
So yeah, so you can sit here like this. Of course, it looks comically large based on this lens, but I can sort like this rather than over. It's kind of like a nicer, it is nicer.
And then gravity keeps your cards from falling backwards.
Yeah, and this is Jonathan's collection. It's all Arthurian Legends. You collected the whole set,
I did.
and
I
it's
did
organized.
probably my favorite thing. Wait, hold on. One of our audience members.
Oh, Ned! Well,
What is bulk box? Question mark, question mark, question
honestly,
mark.
it
They
really
got the memo.
not much
did.
more to say than just this is it.
It's
You want to go? Can you top down it?
my one sentence on it is I did not realize that the bulk storage of my cards could be this good. Very
Yeah.
nice, double walled, very sturdy. It's square, fits in the Calyx shelves, but
But it's not square. We just covered
yeah,
that.
but it's double walled, which means there's no rough edges. Like normally on like a white storage box, part of these edges would be like that cardboard that can cut you. And if you've ever had a cardboard cut, they hurt bad, like super bad. Anyways, I saw the short come through of me standing on a bulk box. I forgot that even happened. So it's a little terrifying because it used to be once you get an hour or two into the stream, it's like most people are never going to see this. It's not true anymore.
That's right. Well, clip it
Because
and dip it.
they're clipping and dipping.
Yeah, ripping.
Clipping and shipping.
So what bulk box is just a higher end. It's a nicer bulk card storage solution. It's not something you need. So if you're a TCG player and you'd rather spend the money on cards or whatever, you don't need this.
If you're a TCG player, you have a lot of things you don't need.
But that's right, all of them. But if you want it to be nicer, if you like nicer things, we all know, some people do, some people don't care. That's cool. But if you do, these are nicer. They're really, really nice, and they're fun to have. And I have a few, and one day we'll have a house where I can
I
put
like
them.
this comment coming from, I was going to say coming from the faucet, saying, yes, Zach is echoing my experience. I usually hate this phase, but I genuinely didn't know what I was missing.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I remember when I first found out about them, I ordered a set, and it came from the UK because Ricky, who owns a bulk box, was manufacturing these in the UK. The ones we sell are manufactured right here in Oklahoma, which is super cool.
Yeah.
But I got them in, I put together, and I started switching some cards into it, and I was just like, I didn't know I could like it this much.
You love that?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Surprisingly good.
It's kind of like if you buy like a nice kitchen knife or like a new skillet or something. You're like, I could cook on the old one; it was fine. But like every time I do it now, I just enjoy it more.
Yeah.
So for the news, things that are notable, and I'm not even going to look at a list. I'm not going to reference
Ooh,
this game.
this
that
is
game,
in
that
the
game.
hearts and
I can
minds of
leave
Steven.
stuff off. I mean, it might happen. It's just kind of what's on my mind.
Hold on. I'm using this cup. First of all, I love Snoopy.
Oh yeah.
So I just want to say, Josiah, if you're out there, thank you for sending this. Very much appreciated.
Yeah, I've got the other thing at home. I don't want to give any ideas as to what
It's a
they
drinking
should or
device.
shouldn't. It's a thermos. Very good.
Sorry, I was
Beautiful.
drinking out of it, and I had to mention it.
Yeah, thank you, Josiah. It's awesome, amazing, and you can send anything that you want of value to our address.
Please don't. It is very nice when people do, but please don't clip this. Don't put that anywhere. Yeah. Torres is a, what did you say? This one here? Yeah, I'm gonna get there. We have an ashes section coming up. So.
Oh, right now. Well, let's get into ashes.
Okay.
So this is
Hearts and minds.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a hard segment to do, really, because we don't have a lot to share aside from what Plaid Hat shared. What we're doing here, we're Plaid Hat. We've talked to them many times about what's going on in this project and all of that. Very aware of it. It's been in development
Very
for a
pro
long time.
it.
Very pro it. Stemmed from a number of conversations.
There was concern happening, which happens, but I wouldn't be concerned.
Yeah. Don't.
It's positive ashes news.
But I will say this: I don't want to say anything. I don't want us to say anything publicly and cut the legs out from under their plans with marketing and kind of figuring out how they want to message that and proceed with the Kickstarter. So we're not going to give you any hot details that they aren't going to tell you first. But you should know that Ashes has teased a new kind of product, a new crowdfunding campaign that you can find on their website, and it's the next generation of Ashes Reborn, according to them. We're stoked about it. I think it's going to be a great step for the game, and we'll tell you more about how it impacts us and you if you interact with us with Ashes whenever the time comes, and Plaid Hat has kind of given you more info on that.
Yeah.
So
and then
hugely positive development for the game.
Scott, on the land of sending us nice gifts, sent us this because Steven tore my board in half.
Oh my gosh! I need
which
to
is
tear more of your
like
stuff
a
in
super
half.
nice mat. And it's got the slot for the Red Rains dice. How cool is this?
We were supposed to make one of these at some point.
Yeah.
Remember we talked
but
about
apparently
it.
this is grit mat. Look at this. This is some
Grit,
of the
like
material.
true grit?
Look, it's like it sticks in like a really crazy way.
What are you?
Anywho.
What is it? You just showing me how gravity works?
No, it's just like really meant to not slide on tables and stuff. I don't know. It's super nice. Thank you for sending this, Scott, and a really nice note.
It doesn't slide on other play mats. For
Yeah,
sure.
really appreciated. This is just
Yeah, it grips well.
This is weirdly nice. I never
Super cool. It's way nicer than it has any right to
Yeah,
be.
it honestly it
That
reminds
makes
me.
you want to play Ashes.
Reminds me of the Bolt Box, which is I didn't realize this part of the game could be better.
Yeah.
I never would have gotten this. Like
What? We talked about it all the time. I
Well-
told you it could be better.
I didn't realize how nice it could actually be. In my mind, it was just like, yeah, you can print it on something, that's fine. But like,
Were you
this is
telling
really
him that
nice.
as you were ripping his board apart?
Yes, as I was staring him in the eyes. This could be better.
I refuse to play on it until it's better. Anywho, more on that later for Ashes.
What else is going on? Warlord, delay on Warlord till Q2, really Q3. I mean, even in the video, I think
Hey,
they said
that's Steven's opinion.
no. They said in the video May, June, maybe even July.
So
Let's
this is
set
a classic.
expectations. Why
They
are
did a
we-
Kickstarter last year. They targeted Q4, and then pushed it back to Q1, and have now pushed it back to Q2. My general posturing. So people making Warlord, Kingswood Games, Woodrow Josh, and they're fabulous people. They're very new to this. But if I kickstart a game, Sorcery, or any game I've ever done, I just back it and forget it.
Yeah, you're like the Ron Popeil of...
Set it and forget it, you know? It will arrive when it arrives.
Yeah.
And I understand the lack of communication can be frustrating, especially when there is going to be a delay.
And there's a lot of excitement as well, you know?
I got to get this away.
Oh, sorry. It's a lot of excitement.
He can't help it.
It really was gripping, man. It's gripping like crazy. I need to get into that stuff, man.
Yeah, anywho.
Why don't we make coasters out of that?
Is that made from gecko feet? You
Then
know, they have
again-
the gecko feet stuff now?
I guess the last time a coaster slid out from under my, it was not.
It's not an actual problem. It's one of those hypothetical problems.
No problem.
Yeah, anywho, I definitely can appreciate people just wanting to know what's going on. But that is so hard for anybody to provide because I've just been doing this long enough to know the amount of things and people involved, and they will tell you things. I've had multiple people we worked with say, oh, the factory said they could produce it and deliver it in 45 days. It's okay, sure they can. And it's just when you have 18 different people engaged and they're telling you from artists to manufacturing to shipping to logistics, it's very hard to produce a physical tabletop game. And
Especially the first time.
Especially the first time.
So let me weave you a tale.
Now, I will say, hold on, before you get there, Jonathan, I will say that it's important not to lose the reality, too, that is there are still no excuses, ultimately. Obviously, you're a business. It's your job to set expectations, deliver on them, or under promise, over deliver, right? So it was a mistake to even estimate that the delivery would be there. Maybe they didn't, and there's reasons for that. There's a bunch of good reasons for that.
Yeah.
But also, everybody can always continue doing better. So it's not a free pass of hey, it's impossible. But it's it's also very understandable that it always happens this way. It's just expected.
So we're dealing with house stuff like Steve is dealing with house stuff.
Sucker.
The same thing.
To display how ubiquitous this is, even the bank itself. So we had an old contractor bad, new contractor good, and the new contractor,
good summary,
will not overpromise. Every budget he gives you is the maximum amount of money you're going to pay, and then it comes down from there. Every timeline he gets you, it's as long as it'll possibly take, and it comes down from there. But even the bank could not understand that that's how anyone would operate. That's how ubiquitous, when you talk about, if you have 5 people, all of them overpromising and under-delivering all along the way, and then you, because it has to be human nature to do that.
Yeah.
Then you're making your estimates, and then you're overpromising based on their overpromising, and it just compounds itself into absolute nonsense. The hardest thing and the most important thing I've ever done is learn to underpromise and overdeliver. But it is not the thing that first comes to people's minds when they're doing anything.
Yeah, it's hard. Everyone wants to be hopeful, right?
Yeah, well, and even it seemed like from the Woodrow did a video that was really...
It was very good.
I thought it was very good. But he even explained in the video that when they first said the Q4, they were padding the stats.
Yeah.
By quite a bit. And I do get there's if I had to guess, I don't know if this is what happened, but I do get that if you thought it was possible you could still hit Q1, you would keep fighting until you were absolutely certain that was going to be impossible. And I would not be shocked if there were a lot of people in this process telling them, this is possible, this is possible, this is possible.
Well, if we get this just in time.
And especially when you have again, this is totally, I have no idea if this is true. But when you have a factory who their job is to produce these things and they're telling you these deadlines, they don't want you to bail either.
Right.
And so they might tell you, oh, we're 6 weeks away. And then you get 4 weeks in. They're like, actually, we're 6 weeks away. And they kind of keep stringing you along, right? And I'm not saying that the factory they're using is bad or is doing this kind of thing, but that's the kind of thing that happens. And it can be hard because, let's say they had pushed an update 2 months ago saying, we might not hit Q1. Well, 2 months ago, I don't think they would have felt that. They're probably getting a lot of signals. They're like, we can get this on the boats before Chinese New Year. It'll be here in March at the latest, and we can do fulfillment and hit Q1. And now we're face on with, I think February is the Chinese New Year, right?
Yeah.
The Lunar New Year.
There's lunar, yeah.
Now that we're getting there, and it's this is not going to happen. Yeah. So I don't know. That's the difficulty in this, because if you do early say we might not make it, any communication you give, even if early on they said our conservative or our loose estimate is Q4, we might not hit it. People read that as Q4.
Right.
And expectations start getting built. So if you're in October saying, well, I know 2 months ago we said Q1, but we still might not make it. Now there's going to be panic too.
Yeah.
So you're sort of
it's kind of all the same.
I'm not saying that it was done perfectly and there couldn't have been more communication, et cetera. However, that's just some of the dynamics that I know were at play in these cases where you don't want to say anything. You also are doing everything you can to meet it and spend all your time doing that. And you're not worried about, doing a 30-minute video to update people on whatever the thing is. So.
It's also, I mean, you're in a relationship, right? It's also like, when's the last time that it was like, man, this year it was perfect communication the whole time? It's like it's a constant human pursuit to try to do better. You never do perfect. You always just try to do better. I think Earthborn has gotten way better. Like Andrew's whole thing going from Kickstarter and the updates there, the very first Kickstarter to now, like, here's where we're at the factory, here's us visiting the factory, here's us looking at the production samples, and just kind of have a better sense of how that product is alive.
They also have certain tools like the Playcast that's helpful,
yes,
where they have a kind of routine place to speak. They also, Andrew has, compared to like Woodrow and Josh being a publisher, Andrew has infinite experience.
Yeah.
And this is not his first rodeo, even now. But even with his experience going into the first Earthborn campaign, some of these pains are being felt.
Absolutely.
Like the projections and the timelines and the communication and just all this stuff. So
and Eric at Sorcery had $16 million and still was delayed quite a bit. So like there's money, there's experience, all these things are not a salve for this particular problem. But the game's going to come out. It's going to be great. And I have found myself thinking about wanting to play it a lot in recent memory.
Yeah, I did
just hitting some 20s. And
I recorded a video yesterday with Jamie from Stonemeyer.
Jamie Stegmeyer of Stonemeyer Games.
Yeah. And we were talking, he wanted to have me on to just talk about my favorite, he does a series of videos, like favorite mechanic from this board game.
Yeah.
But he'd done a few of the card games that we support. And he was curious to get me talking about my favorite mechanic of the games that he had not done. Warlord was one of them.
What were all the games? Do you remember?
It was Alpha Clash, Ashes, Warlord, Gudnak, Sorcery.
Okay.
Those are the ones he hadn't done.
What was your favorite Sorcery mechanic? Was it Death's Door?
It was 100% Death's Door.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You passed the test.
Not an idiot. Yeah, Death's Door is the sauce. Yeah. That is, in terms of gameplay mechanics for Sorcery, that is just like the one. Anywho. But all that to say, it's really tough. It's tough to do all of these things very well. I'm very excited about Warlord. I have no doubts that game will come out and be awesome.
And I would also say that this is part of the journey with an indie production like these are, all of these games that we love. It's like, hey, if you want like consistent product every month on time, kind of most of the time maybe, go, you've got Magic or you've got Pokemon or whatever. Well, if you want to actually have a journey with a small publisher and the pains and the successes and the excitement of all of that process, then this is a part of it.
I think Eric's Furiosa with Sorcery had it, does some things in this lane super right, which is, as an example, they've continually just prioritized the quality of the product that's coming out.
Yeah.
And I remember when the delays were happening, it's like, it's going to take how long it takes and when you're going to deliver it, and it's going to be awesome. And then, there was harumph from people, but there was also just like, okay. And I'm glad they did. Like, that product came out and it was amazing. Like, the beta experience, especially because we played the early version, which loved, but then the final version came out and it's like, this is way better. I'm glad you took the extra 6 months or whatever. Did you see the foils for the first time? You're like, so I'm excited to see it. Warlord's gonna be great.
Did you see that full art Warlord card with the clouds? And
I did. Yeah, super good.
Why did that look so good? It looks so good.
Yeah, something's going on there that my brain can't comprehend, like in a logical way.
What else is going on?
I think Alpha Clash is
Alpha
awesome.
Clash, the new organized play system.
I love it. Tell
me a tale. You're more the Alpha Clash player than me. You went to the Clash Con.
Yep.
You've been training with Hamilton and
something like that.
Doing that whole kind of, I don't know. How seriously were you taking Alpha Clash in the lead up to Clash Con? It wasn't like a fab level thing, right?
No. I mean, So, as you're aware, I have a child now,
Yeah.
which makes energy and time levels different.
I mean, child commitment and fab commitment was probably about the same amount of time.
You want something crazy? I think the fab level of commitment was more taxing than having a child.
Dude, that is crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
I
It's not a game anymore, Zach, when that's happening. What
Yeah.
is it? It's not even a job.
Well, that's the problem. You're
Can't
essentially
imagine what you're
you're running a 20-person organization, and it's not even a job.
Wow.
Some people like these super intense hobbies.
I enjoyed it. You just don't really realize the weight, the tax that it has on you mentally until you get out. But
Sounds like a cult.
I don't think it's. But I think compared to running a business, though, the upside is that it's not anybody's job, so the stakes are way lower. Everyone is there. Like it's just a very different. It's not the same. But all that to say, it was nothing like that. Effectively, the people from the Wolfpack that play Alpha Clash, they tested quite a bit. And it was still nowhere near fab levels. They were testing. I was in the conversation, like I was paying part of the conversation, but then I basically just tested the day before the event.
You piggybacked on all their time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure did. Cruised right into the top 16, baby. Funnily enough, though, like to tell you a difference, in the like 4th or 5th round of the tournament at ClashCon in December, I did something to my opponent. It's like, oh, do you want to flip the portal? I was like, what? He's like, your character ability. There's like the first part of your character ability, and there's a second line down here. I didn't even know it was on the card. And I was like, oh, that's really relevant, actually. Yes, I will. But then, funnily enough,
That's a cool interaction.
the next day, we're like you do, watching Hamilton in the top 8. And I walk up to Ian, and something happens, and I'm like, man, I can't believe I didn't know for the first 4 rounds yesterday about this ability, assuming he knew because he'd been testing more. And he looks and he goes, what? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, no. And he like grabs it, gets in his bag, and pulls his deck box out, and he pulls the card out, and he's like, well, shoot. Like, that's crazy. And then, funniest part of this. So then the next day we're in the airport, and Ian and I are flying into the same airport, so we're flying together. But then another Alpha Clash / Fab player that I know, Mo Bogsley, is in the airport with us. And we're in line to get coffee, and I'm telling him the story of telling Ian, and Ian not knowing. And I get to the part, and I say the ability, and he goes, what? And he made top 4 on the same character. And it's like, what do you mean that's the ability? So
That's so good.
that does, I think, a good job of talking about the stakes being different and just the intensity being different. But Alpha Clash recently, I've been having a lot of conversations with Ridge and Garrett, the two main people behind the game itself, and they've been stewing and brewing,
Cooking
on some crazy stuff. They're doing some awesome stuff, and I love seeing it because I'm a huge fan. I've interacted with Ridge more than Garrett. I also like Garrett, but it's lower levels. But I'm a huge fan.
I also like Garrett.
I like Garrett. I'm a huge fan of Ridge, and I said this recently to Jonathan. It's like, I think Ridge will die before he gives up, and so
Yeah, I get that too.
he will either achieve and sustain and be successful, or he'll be dead. And I think they're turning a really big corner, and ClashCon I think was a big piece of this, which is what I was just explaining. But the event was like 120 people were in the room, so a traditional like Fab Pro Tour is a couple thousand, and just the vibe and the people and why they were there, for the most part, totally different. Like, it's a totally different thing. And so they had an article go up on their thing, but effectively it seems like their aspiration, right, is, yeah, there's competitive events, there's tournaments, or et cetera, but it's essentially infusing fun into it.
Imagine that.
And not letting the integrity of the competition get in the way of the fun. And you can see this coming through, and they also, it's an indie comic book theme that they're infusing into the game. So they're doing a lot of things that I think, if someone were making Legend of the Five Rings today, L5R, it reminds me of what they were doing, where there's like the game outside the game that's happening. And that's almost, for L5R, if you talk to anybody that plays L5R, they will not tell you about the game mechanics.
Yeah.
Ever. They'll tell you about the story. They'll tell you about the event they were at where this thing happened and this character died because the story thing happened. And there's chants going on. Yeah. They're dressing up and it's crazy. So one of the things I really love is like they have apparently Alpha Clash is really big in the Philippines. Which is so cool.
Just kind of established.
But in March there's a big event, a Clash Ground, which is like it would be like a calling level event for Flesh and Blood. So it's above like a regional you might have at like a local game store sort of thing, but it's not a Pro Tour World Championship, so it's somewhere in the middle. But there's one in Vegas and there's one in Pasay, I think is the name, how you say it in the Philippines. And for each of those events, they like the one for Vegas, there's a Clash Ground called Somewhere in Vegas. And one, that's cool. And that's the promo you get for winning the event.
Cool.
But this is a Clash Ground that is in play for every game played that weekend. In the tournament, outside the tournament. This is what Living
Card Games were supposed to be,
100%, yeah.
Alive!
And so it's a Clash Ground, and on it says you can only play it in the Gambit format, which they also recently announced. That's the multiplayer 4-player thing. Except for this weekend, it's every game, even the competitive tournament is this thing.
Can you replace it, or is it always
permanently in play?
Whoa.
You can play one other Clash Ground can be in play.
Yeah.
But all these fights are happening in Vegas, which I think is just very cool.
Yeah.
Because you have a setting in Earth, and now I'm a hero that shows up, or contender to fight in Vegas, and here we go. But also, it's got an ability on it that, like the character that won Pro Tour was Genesis, which now, if we had our editing prepared, we'd show the clip of me saying, this card, I think this card this is good. This is a really, really good card. Anyways, so it's got a really powerful ability on it. It's just on the table and changes the game fundamentally. Someone in their Discord yesterday said, and I love this, it's like we're almost playing a different game.
Yes.
Because and it's like, how powerful is that?
Yes.
Like a single card, it's a nice keepsake. It's a commemorative thing from this event you were at. It's the only way to get it is to be at this event, but also you can't play it in the standard thing later, so that's like not a problem. It's thematic. It also completely changes the entire game.
Tweak your deck.
Yeah, but it is infused with, we're just looking to make this enjoyable and a good time and not have some sort of like perfectly balanced competitive thing.
Grind for 6 months, perfect deck.
Yeah, and even I remember when they announced this event, before they announced these changes, in the Wolfpack Discord where we're talking about Alpha Clash, the people I play tested with were effectively just like, well, I guess we just run the Genesis deck back. Like exactly the same, because there's not a new set coming out before then. But now it's that's not true at all.
Let's see, do you know what the ability is on it?
It's on your turn, if you have less resources than your opponent, you can spend a resource to put the top card of your deck into play as a resource.
You nailed it. I'm looking at the card right now.
Wow.
So
after telling us all about the card he didn't read, he somehow knows this one perfectly.
well, I don't know the verbatim. Is that actually the verbatim?
Yeah,
This-
once per
Christopher?
turn during your primary phase. It's verbatim for your mind, like the way Zach processes information. Once per turn during your primary phase, if an opponent
Saw that on the
controls more
whiteboard this week.
resources than you, you may pay one resource of any color. If you do, put the top card of your deck into your resource.
It's a race.
Yeah. So it's that ability is anti-ramp, because Genesis. So, a little context. The Genesis has an ability, you can play resources, whatever. The actual thing, though, is there's a card called I Am Creation, which costs 3. You play it. It lets you play the top card of your deck down as a resource. If you're Genesis, that would only cost you 2. So he can ramp
Get more resources than his opponent.
very effectively. And then he does, and you get ahead on resources. Late game, you're both low on cards because he's attacking your hand. And then he can play his cards from his resource zone. So you run out of cards, he doesn't.
Yeah, we've been here before.
You get it.
Card game, no cards.
So it's anti-ramp, because if your opponent is going first and they play a resource, and then they play a card that gets a second resource, and you go, you could play a resource and play a resource.
Yeah.
But you're not spending a card. Normally you spend a card to play a resource. So in particular, it does 2 things, I think. One, the ramp version of Genesis has a harder time ramping and actually having a huge advantage from that. The second thing is, traditionally going first in Alpha Clash is statistically better. And now that's like a little, because you could also, like, if On turn 2, your opponent plays their second resource. Your turn 2 comes. You don't play a resource.
Yeah.
Now you can just pay 1 to play the second resource. And you didn't spend a card from your hand.
Right.
So it's like a weird card advantage
Trading
by
mana
going
for
second.
card. Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah, but it's just okay.
And wouldn't it be cool? Like just the concept, cool. Okay, whoever like the big winning deck list of the last thing gets worse on the next special clash ground that you play at.
Yeah,
it's like that's the smartest way to keep the meta fresh that exists.
Yeah, and I think they're
no
just
errata needed
at the beginning of what they're planning on doing because okay, Vegas happens. This occurs.
Mm-hmm.
Does that impact the story? Does that impact the future tournaments? Does that impact the cards that we see? So
let me Jared Kelsey, this is a really good question.
Thank you. I was trying.
I think there's a little brief moment for a thesis here, and then I think that's the end of that was my token. I think that's the end of the news, and then we can start thinking about how to build an Arthurian Legends deck. I've thought about it a little bit.
Good.
Here's the question: does that mean that Alpha Clash and Sorcery are more targeting casual play? And there's obviously the word in all of this is here's the more important piece of it, I think, is, and this is something that Zach and I have talked about often and talked about for a lot of years, especially your indie card games have got to do something profoundly different to find their niche to get players over the long term. That isn't just be different Magic or better Magic or different Pokemon or better Pokemon. It ain't going to work. You're not going to pull players off an established corporate TCG with all of the investment there and all of those events and all of the LGS support to do the same kind of thing with different art and slightly different mechanics. It is not going to work. So you have to do like what Flesh and Blood did, which is a dramatically different game, dueling style game, start with equipment, very different from any of those.
You get weaker over time instead of more powerful.
Yeah, and then you go hard at the one thing they're not doing. Yeah. Which is Magic drop Pro Tour support and all of that, and you say we're going to bring in the most competitive, grindy game imaginable for and then you have a marketplace niche there. So Alpha Clash basically can't just be a superhero version of a Magic battler, right?
Yeah.
They have to have an angle that they use to find their niche, and I think they will find it. Same thing with Sorcery, right? Traditional hand-painted art. You have the mechanics. You have some of the differences from Magic, but now you also have a grid-based element, so all of those things are different. And then you also remove like the organized play competitive focus and say goal and roll, have fun, learn the rules, etc. Make the rules whatever you want in a sense. And that attracts a different crowd, and that gives a different thing for somebody to latch onto when they're thinking about what they want to play. So you got to find that. And a lot of games we don't pick up is not because they're not good enough per se. It's because they don't have a reason for players to switch or to start playing that game rather than one of these other more established ones that is doing the same thing.
Because you have to be going back to business strategy, right? You have to be offering something beyond the quality of the gameplay, because when you think about Magic, right? You can play Magic in basically any city, any game store, almost any day of the week, but definitely on Fridays in the world. So if you're looking for access to people to play with, which is a fundamental need of these games, it is very hard to beat that. Or even if you're trying to appeal to local game stores, they have a new product like every 2 days coming out. Mm-hmm. It's like, that is so good for a business that is trying to sell products. It's like we have new products to sell all the time. So the reason I am talking about that, though, is that you need to be offering something different beyond just mechanically there's interesting things going on here. And I think you see that with like Sorcery. We're only going to do one set a year. And then mechanically they are doing things that are interesting as well, but there's going to be hand-painted art. They're making a lot of choices here.
One set a year traditional art is like, that's enough.
Yeah,
that's a lane.
You have, and inherently seem, for Sorcery, more tension around kitchen table play than Pro Tour. Mm-hmm. So that leads you to a whole other set of decisions and a group of people, because Magic is the one downside they have, or one of the downsides they have, is they're trying to do everything for everybody. They have Friday Night Magic, they have Commander, they have competitive. Even when I was trying to buy a Lord of the Rings box, it was like, there's set boosters, there's draft boosters, there's collector boosters, it's like, I'm so confused.
They changed all of that, right?
Yeah. Anyways, all that to say, I think even to answer that question a little bit directly about Sorcery and Alpha Clash, like casual is such it's an interesting word because it's really hard to pin down this.
You mean fun?
Casual versus competitive. But I think Alpha Clash's seeming interest is still we want to host events, we want to host tournaments, we want to have gatherings that are worth traveling to. But it's very difficult to do that on a serious competitive, incentivized with prizes and cash level anywhere near Magic or Fab at this point.
Yeah.
Like Magic is
others.
Getting back into the Pro Tour. And a lot of games go down that route.
Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh,
But I will tell you, I think the moment, and it's like that location, that the Clash Ground that enters play, that is not something I think Fab would ever do. So, and I think it's fun. Like to me, that's super fun. Just a little bit of chaos. It's always different. There's like a fresh element every time, etc. And so I think that's going to ring the bell for a lot of people. Like I'm not planning on going to Vegas, but I really want to at this point. I'm in.
You've spent your wife capital now.
Man, yeah, I really have. But I'm intending to go to. There's supposed to be nationals and a pro tour, and I don't know when Worlds is happening for Alpha Clash. So I'm like saving those checks to cash. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to.
But man, if it doesn't hurt not going, everything that they're doing at this event is like right up my alley. So I'm excited to see it.
Beautiful stuff. Well, I think that's about it for the news that I've got.
You ready to build a deck?
Hunted's coming out for Fab soon. What else is happening? Arkham's coming out soon. Yeah, I'm ready to build a deck. Zach, here's what we're going to do. I've got, and of course, you're, as a fan of watching other people think about things.
I love doing that.
You love it. So
I actually do enjoy watching people talk.
Okay, well, I'm people. Here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to start with.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with a question mark to you.
Well, Mike has the real question coming in here. Can you give me Mike Sepp's question real quick? He's saying, man, with the mention of all these great games, is there a place one could subscribe to get these games delivered to my doorstep?
That would be handy.
Yeah. There's that.
Like, how would it work? Would it be a monthly charge?
What's the name of that website? It's Community Promise. Is what they were saying? Oh no, Team Covenant. Yes, you can subscribe to automatically get all these things that we're talking about, and support some truly phenomenal publishers.
And importantly, you just pay before the product comes out. It's not a monthly where we're
not
taking
a monthly.
money.
Yeah, no. It's just it's an automated pre-order. Is what I would call it in a different world.
Like in a new UX that you're building.
Something that you would pay for later, but that you're pre-ordering now.
Pay later. I see.
Pre-order now, pay later.
Dude, what is this?
So this Sorcerer card, and Jonathan, you probably can't pull it up, but there's a Frank Frazetta promo art for the Sorcerer. Now, here's a question. It's technically an Arthurian Legends card because it's in the Arthurian Legends store kit. So I'm just going to play the sword. I'm just kidding.
That's fine.
I'm not going to do that.
I'll still crush you.
Can you imagine? So we've got Archimago, Druid, Witch, and Templar. Archimago obviously is going to be a busted card and is going to need beta support. So I don't want that at all. You play all the spells and we understand card advantage. Druid, weird card. Has the bird flip over into the bear. It has a whole vibe to it. But as I said in the Discord, it has too much text on it for me. It makes me uncomfortable. So I'm not going to start there. Which leaves us with Templar or Witch for me to at least start a conceptual Arthurian Legends build. Now, the Witch is obviously exceptionally tantalizing, but it's kind of hard to wrap your head around how it's actually good in that it can do three things, which means it's going to be not as good as if it only did one thing.
Yep.
Then track for you? Master of none, jack of all trades.
Yes.
And that can be good, but you have to ask how is...
Avatar of Earth does one thing.
Yes.
And that one thing is very, very, very good.
And then you build around that one thing.
Yeah.
And then that's
which is what you typically like to do. So you can't choose the Witch.
Well, you could.
No wonder you ended up on Templar. Well, now I see it. I didn't look at it through this lens.
So the Witch, you'd have to... I guess it would have to be kind of a... I don't even know if mid-range exists actually in deck building. I think it's something that we all say whenever we don't know what our deck is doing. But you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's kind of doing everything. It could beat Rush and it could beat Control, so it's mid-range.
That reminds me of...
That's not possible.
I think we're on stream. Maybe we weren't on stream, but I was looking up the definition of a word. And you were like talking about, that's just words that describe the word. And I was like, that's how all words are defined. And you were like, oh, that is true. It's a series of tubes.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So anyway, I don't know. Seemingly, the witch should be played in a way that either it can go faster with the life loss, so it's like trying to get you there a turn before, or it is more of a control-y, make your stuff cost more, and then an obvious answer to like battle mage and stuff, -3 to the thing. Or now, you could but it's just not. I think you need all the cards for the witch to work. And even maybe then it's questionable. What do you think of the witch when you look at that avatar? -2 life, +1 to their spells, or -3 to them.
Can you pull the witch up, Jonathan? I need to.
We all want to play it because the art is so.
Well, I've never looked at any of these in the lens of only Arthurian Legends.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a totally new perspective. It's also worth noting, just generally speaking about Arthurian Legends, I remember feeling this way in Sealed. There is like 0 hard control.
Yeah.
Like there's not 0, but it's very light compared to the assortment of options we have in beta. So that also might inform some of your choices here, even in terms of avatar. But let me look. Okay, tap, play, draw site, tap, curse target avatar. Choose something. I can't read it, the lines.
All right, so you choose their avatar, presumably. Spells cost 1 more. They immediately lose 2 life, or they have -3 power on your next turn.
Oh, the avatar?
Yeah. So Battle Mage or Earth Avatar is -3. But okay, so we got to think.
Do you have to tap for that?
You're using a tap ability.
No.
So it's got to be worth a mana, or for Sorcerer, it's got to be worth a card draw.
I mean, I assume that the play here, because your first 4 to 6 turns is going to be playing sites, you know? So you're really only going to use this like 2 to 5 times? Like, if it's a 7 to 10 turn game.
Right.
I'm guessing that more times than not, it's the tap for 2 damage situation. Like, most avatars don't actually matter for the first 4 or 5 turns because you're just tapping to play sides.
Right.
So, you know, when I'm thinking about, like, even I'm going to be playing Avatar of Earth, tap to 5 or 6 resources, and then at some point you're like, grapple shot across the board and punch you.
Well, now I know your plan.
Yeah, of course. I'll show you the whole deck if you want. But the reason I say that is, you know, if there's 2 to 4 turns where you're getting that avatar ability and you're getting +2 or 3, like the +2 or 3 is very equivalent to you just doing 2. But you also don't have to be in the middle of the action for that to be true. So I'm guessing the actual, like, if you're just looking practically at the witch, you get 4 to 8 damage that you don't have to do on the table. So it would also favor just a very control-y deck. And that seems really hard in Arthurian Legends where we don't have a lot of control cards baked in.
What about it makes it feel control-y to you?
Well, you have inevitability on your side.
Right. So if you stall the game, you can win.
Yeah, you literally could just hide and not take damage and tap for 2, and then get them to death's door and poke them with a spell, and it's game over.
Yeah, and that's the thing that is always a struggle for me, and in many ways, this is why I actually like that the Sorcerer exists. I have to ask myself, would I rather have 2 damage to them or a card based on what my deck is wanting to do, trying to do? Is a card worth on average 2 damage or more? Technically, yes, but not that fast. So it gets around the summoning sickness of the minion and just does the damage immediately. So I do think there's... I think it's interesting. I don't know if there's enough tools. Certainly Arthurian Legends, I don't think this is the avatar to go for. But I'm tantalized by this. I also think the +1 to your spells is something that is truly unique that the witch is doing. Right? This is a very unique ability. Yeah, that's the tax collector, you know, and you try to stack up this choke theme. I could see that happening and being absolutely miserable if we get there in the next set or 2 where you have more taxing kind of effects and maddening bells and that kind of thing.
I think the hard part of that for me is just that you'll tap to do this thing that you have no idea will actually be effectual. And even it's telegraphed. So you do it, I know it's happening. Now, if I have more than 1 card in my hand, if you stop me from playing a card,
that's the idea.
Crazy powerful.
Yeah.
But if you, let's say I'm going from 5 to 6 resources, you might tap and I have a 4 cost in my hand I was going to play and that's it. And so it's like, well, you tap for nothing.
Yeah. It has to be enough to like get you into the doldrums.
What's Templar do?
Well, Templar is what we're playing, and it's also just so fitting with Arthurian Legends, right? This seems like the avatar that's on the box. It's not actually on the box. I don't think. I haven't seen a box in a while.
Oh, this is very cool.
Yeah, but this is like, okay, so it's got two things going for it. One, it's got one extra power, which I want to dive into that with you, and then your first knight, sir, or dame is one less. So passive ability. It has no tap pressure, so it wants to be attacking with its 2 power. That's its like tap ability.
Yep.
But you know what's interesting about these? Tell me, because you play Avatar of Earth and Battle Mage.
Uh-huh.
The actual relevance of that attack power. Tell me how you view that in the terms of game plan and sorcery in general. What the value of that is.
Well, it's 2 is a peculiar number.
Not quite high enough.
It's not quite 3. So like Avatar of Earth and Battle Mage both being either at 3 or being able to get to 3 shuts a lot of the early shenanigans down from decks. Like there's the Spectral Stalker, I think is the card. Is that a 3? Can you pop that? I think it's a 3. I just know they play it.
There's a 2. The Phase Assassin's a 2 or 3, and the Spectral's a 2.
Yeah, okay. Spectral's a 2. So an example, a lot of times this is an early air card people will play right next to your avatar and then start poking you, and you just take 2.
Yeah.
And Templar shuts that down.
Yeah.
Immediately. What's the 3? Spectral, or not Spectral Stalker. It's the
Phase Assassin?
Phase Assassin.
Yeah.
There's another one that's
doing
doing
this.
the thing. Yeah.
That's a classic.
That's it. So it doesn't shut him down though. Whereas like Battle Mage and Avatar of Earth deal with both of those problems immediately. So it is good. I also think if you're playing against like an Avatar of Earth, a lot of times I will, or Battle Mage, grapple shot in and swing. And you being it too is just like extra damage that I'm taking back.
It is extra damage taken back, and also you can do the return. You can do those kinds of things as well on the flip side.
Yeah.
You can't. Anything that gives you an automatic strike is going to be more effective and always on. You don't even have to have a minion on the board for that to potentially be valuable. And you also, I think, one of the things about Templar that's really good is playing with the Lance tokens, giving it first strike, because like now you're at 3 power first strike. You can't remove the Templar before you play the thing with Lance to give it that ability. Yeah. A lot of the times, like your Lance stuff, your horses and stuff, and your squires that are coming in and dropping lances, you have a unit that needs to stay on the board for a turn so that you can drop a lance on it and do something big the next turn with it. And Templar is always on the board, right? You can't remove it to prevent those kinds of big plays from happening.
Yeah, I mean, I hadn't really paid much attention to the Templar, but this might be my favorite avatar from the set, actually.
You like the little beef on your avatars.
Well, I like just being able to be aggressive. So this is doing it both ways. He's a 2, but he's also letting you play things faster than you really should be able to. And I think both of those are appealing to me.
So when you think of Templar, especially that 1 less ability, where does that lean you in terms of rush versus basically short game versus long game? We're talking about short game with Templar, right?
I mean, I think you would have to look at the knights, sirs, and dames that you have available. There's probably knights, sirs, and dames that can play a long game.
There's some that like draw cards.
And this could go combo-y too, where if you're -1, not saying this is the way, but a thing like the King Arthur, Guinevere, like you're trying to, that they can win with the getting married and that whole thing. But like, there might be a board state that you're trying to...
Summary.
Yeah, that's the ZLDR. If you're playing them cheaper and faster, a lot of times your opponent early doesn't have the ability to like lock you out or control you or play a lot of their stuff. And so perhaps there's a combination of abilities that could really make it annoying for your opponent to be doing anything, or I don't know. But I would normally ignore those cards. Yeah. Like I would see it and be like, this is one of those control cards. I'm going to go find the aggro cards now. So my natural, looking at that, I would be looking through the knights, dames, and sirs to find where can you do like the weird value stuff.
See, that's funny. When I think about theoretically, what is the advantage of playing 1 resource ahead of your opponent in terms of the curve? So like you drop a 2 for our 2 on turn 2, you drop a 2 strength thing. Then it comes to my turn 2 and I drop a 3 strength thing. What does that really mean in the context of the game? Because what we're able to do is push our curve up 1 as compared to our opponent. And obviously there's good knights and sirs and dames, but they're still going to be basically on that kind of a curve. So having better units, every turn, does that mean we get favorable trades? Does that mean we put them on the defensive? We can sneak in a lot of damage early to sites. How do you think it goes in your head?
I mean, it probably is going to depend on what you're playing against.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're playing against someone who is trying to lock you out and be very controlling, it's almost a rush thing, where it's like you just get more stuff on the board faster. But if you're playing against another aggro deck, it should be harder for them to outpace you in that category. But I think it just really comes down to what are we getting to play with this early?
I do think aggro decks also do very much have they're built around matching and overcoming the expected curve. And so if you're always one above that or a little bit different, a little bit better, they will probably fold. Like, imps and stuff are like 2. I was like, well, my thing's 3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Sean has a good note here saying, Templar combo tip. Play the exceptional knights, play out town. Now they cost 1.
Yeah, there's also further reduction that you can do now. The problem with that strategy is that strategy revolves around card draw.
Yeah.
And this avatar does not have card draw. Now, there are some, there are cards you can play. We don't have exceptional card draw in the game, thank God. Aside from, 7 frogs reading a narcotic manuscript. But I also have to be careful because Templar not having innate card draw like Sorcery does means that I don't want to set up a board state where I get really cheap knights and I can play 1 a turn.
Yeah. Because that's not doing anything.
That's not doing anything for me, ultimately. So let's take a look. Let's go around the horn. I'm going to show you. Actually, I think I already put them in a list, but it's just as easy just to look up the knights anyway. So we're in Arthurian Legend Knights, and Jonathan, you got cards to pop, right?
I got them. I got them. You want them? I got them.
So, I mean, a good example of this right off the bat is look at Brother Knight.
Quentin Hoover, baby.
So
now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Like I can spot a Quentin Hoover piece of art from a country mile away.
So 3 cost, 3/2, which is a little, that's a little vulnerable. But when it comes in, you get the second copy and put it in the same location. So you get 2 cards for the cost of 1. You get 2 3/2s for the cost of 3. That's pretty card efficient.
Yep.
As I say.
Yep. And you don't have to pay for the second one. It just happens.
It just happens. Yeah, it just comes in. You don't cast it, it's summoned.
Is it Tournament Ground?
Tournament Ground, yes. Anyone can play sirs, knights, and dames there for 1 less. Is that right? No threshold.
No threshold. Okay, that's a little less good.
Look at that art, though.
So, and that's fine. And that's a fine card. I think that's a card you'll maybe want. We've got the Green Knight. Off the bat, I think I just cut anything that's 3 threshold because I think I'm going to have to play a lot of threshold across, and I just am not going to be able to tolerate 3. But let's read it anyway. When an enemy can attack,
So
it
cool.
must Deathrite strike target nearby enemy. A great card. I mean, it's a great card. It's a good defensive, weird card.
Yeah.
Black Knight, 2 less if you have more life than each opponent. So you could potentially be casting that for 2 right out of the gate.
Yeah, see that's an example on the rush side of the fence. Like if you play this for 2 and you're going first, it's like location, 2.
Yeah, they have to have done damage to you, unless you can damage yourself. Or vice versa.
Yes. But there are this has a fire. Is it a fire on top of that earth?
Yep.
Yes.
Fire on top of the earth.
So the Black Knight is fire earth. That's so perfect. I love that. That's true.
It's fire, water.
Oh boo! I remember feeling that way. I was like, the Black Knight is something I will never play. Anyways, so the
You do 1 damage to them, and you can play this thing on turn 2.
it's if you have more life. Yeah, so you need to find a way to do damage. But if you get him out at 2 somehow, miraculously, that is crazy.
It could be game ending. If they take 5 on turn 3, I mean,
even turn 3,
it's good.
that's
And that's a 3 of in the deck. So this is hot sauce bar. Let's just put it in the deck. I'm just going to add
Fawcett, I believe Steven's going to use the 40-20 because he's only on Arthurian Legends.
Yeah, I'm gonna do 40-20. I think I might play 40-20 basically all the time until it gets like super degenerate. And then it's like, well, that's a different problem. All right, and then we have the quad knights. Blue, purple, verdant, and yellow. All the same.
Oh,
Lance token 3/2. But for 2, that is a heck of a deal.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you drop a lance, the Templar grabs that lance.
Yep.
There it goes. So these are 3 ofs in the deck. So I'm just going to put 3 of each. These are kind of the backbone of the deck.
You're the Rainbow Knight.
That's right. Rainbows.
Start calling you Rinley.
You gotta get the Reckless Squire and Warhorse, right? And
Maybe.
probably Fine Course.
Oh my God! You got 1,000 ideas coming my way. What is this deck building?
This chaotic creative energy coming in.
All right, White Knight is the opposite of the Black Knight, so I have to have less life than each opponent to play it for 2.
Now that is possible, but the problem is
Very
that
possible.
Well, I was just thinking about there's locations that you could damage yourself with.
Yeah.
Taking 1 and then be able to get him out, but it would be. I wish in your case the more offensively capable one was the I have less life, so that because you can force that issue a lot more.
Yeah.
But it's not.
I do feel like though, if I have Black Knight in my hand to start, first of all, we find if there are ways to do damage to our opponent on turn 1, minion or sight, and then probably not sight. Can you imagine turn 1?
Yeah.
Actually, minion. That's also unbelievable too. But turn 2 sight going second, maybe. I think there's stuff that does damage based on.
Well, there's I forget. There's 2 fire sights in Arthurian Legends that I love. One's Poison Well, and I don't know if it is the one I'm thinking.
I think it is. Yeah.
Enemy avatars lose 1 life for each nearby side they control, so you can just immediately hit them for 1.
So that's obviously very good.
Yeah, that's why I was saying. Yeah,
that's good with Black Knight. It's great. And then we've got the Vengeful Heir. As an additional cost, you can banish a dead knight, sir, or dame. If you do, it's a copy of that minion. So it still comes in for 3 though. We don't get the benefit of the discount because it's not a knight, sir, or dame. It just brings 1 in.
So you're banishing it 1 from in play?
No, from the discard pile. So it turns into something that has died.
Have played. That art is absurdly good. I remember the first time I opened that card and I just couldn't get over. I love that art. Who did that art?
That'd be Lindsay
Crummet?
Crummet, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm not even going to put this on the list.
Yeah, I wouldn't. But that's like a tech piece later.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's go to the sirs.
Sir. Oh, this is the heat.
Now, this is where it becomes so hard to value these things.
Because they're all -1.
Well, they're all -1, but their abilities are so conditionally weird that, like, how do you value, for instance...
Let's do it, man.
Whenever another ally attacks
Which one? What's the name of this thing?
Sir Agravain.
Jonathan, good luck on this.
Stealth and movement +1.
I got it.
At a 3/2 is phenomenal. That's how you value it. We don't even need to read the rest of it.
Well,
that's good.
2/3/2, but you have a threshold problem.
Yeah, that's fine. We can sort the threshold.
Turn them around.
Okay, 2/3/2. Stealth movement +1. If you stop the card there, that is a great card.
Yep.
That is exceptionally good.
When another ally attacks an enemy adjacent to Sir Agravain, he strikes that enemy afterwards without losing stealth. Woo. Yeah, kicker. Fantastic.
Put that guy in.
He's going in. Sir Balin. Mr. Greyjoy here. Lance. 3/3/4 with our ability. Whenever I strike an avatar, destroy that avatar's sight, then burrow other minions and artifacts there.
This is cool, but may not be useful. But darn is cool.
I mean, it'd be useful if it ever happened. But he comes in for us as a 3/4/4 with first strike.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, you can't hate that. It's
You
unique.
can give a Templar a lance if you need to.
I think this guy actually comes down to your threshold choices.
Yeah, I agree.
Like it's not. I'm not building to him, but he'll probably slot in if you end up on those colors.
I'll put him on our maybe list.
Yeah.
Sir Bedivere. I'm going to read it as if it's the discount. 3/3/4. Least exciting so far. If carrying an artifact at the start of my turn, draw a card.
There's your draw.
But
you see, but it's not. It's a unique that you have to find your one of, then you have to find an artifact, then you have to put the artifact on. So you've already wasted so much time, and then maybe you get a card.
This is
a trap and a half.
It has the word draw a card on it. There's words.
No.
But it's a trap.
Not playing this card.
This is a classic
Cut it.
trap.
It's gone.
Well, especially because I'm not messing around with my deck, so you're not gonna have time for that to be good.
No, you're gonna get like 6 turns, maybe.
Yeah, I will have killed you twice by then.
Sir Take a 10. Sir Galahad, 4-3-6.
Are you skipping Boris the Younger?
No, I haven't. It's not on here yet.
Okay.
It's all the Sirs. It just says Sir on the front of it.
Yeah.
Sir?
Is Boris the Younger a Sir?
Boris the Younger's a Sir, but
Oh, it's Sir Boris the Younger.
yeah, Sir is her. Yeah.
Well, where is that?
I don't know.
Oh, there.
Yeah,
They're down
we'll
there.
get
They're
to
down there. They're down there. Sir Galahad strikes heal you. Strikes, not side attacks. And nearby allies take no damage from Demon Spirits. It's a fine card. It's not something that I get excited
Got a
about.
6 on it.
Do you get excited about it?
I get excited because Galahad is awesome as a character.
Great.
But other than that, no.
I will say, let me say this. 6 defense is a lot, especially for 4 cost.
Yeah. 6 defenses.
And especially if he can heal you back up.
But this goes back to the strategy, though.
Is a strategy get in, get out. We're not trying to stall it anymore.
This is a good example of if you were trying to play the long game, yes.
Yes.
But I don't get the sense that we're trying to play a particularly long game.
I've not seen anything in the pool yet that would say this is what you should be doing. I mean, you look at the Templar, and it's like you can go faster,
And you can punch.
But think about how many more cards Sir Bedivere will get you.
See, yeah, exactly. Exactly. These are the Templar decks that are bad.
I actually think we should do a similar series at some point with Jonathan in this because I would be curious just to get a peek. Like we had a meet earlier this week where I was on the whiteboard, and at some point Stephen was like, "It's just fascinating to get a peek inside of what's going on in your head." I think it would be so fascinating to watch Jonathan build the deck because we abandoned that line immediately, and you miss things when you just abandon. But yeah, anyways, carry on.
Sergera, 3/3/4. You can just reveal. You can spend you get the air and the water threshold. You can just reveal from hand and transform an ally mortal into Sergera. Pretty good to transform a foot soldier into a 3/4.
Sorry. Reveal from hand, transform an ally mortal into Sergera. Yeah, that's pretty good. I assume you're going to be on some of those villages.
Yes. What I don't fully appreciate about this though is it that useful? Because like you're still spending a card on it, so it's still costing. You're saving mana basically.
This reminds me of the scroll up a little bit. This reminds me of Sir Balin, which is if you end up on these elements, maybe, but. It's not like Sir Agravain where you're reading it, you're like, oh, please God, let me draw that card.
Yeah, that card's incredible.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Sir Gawain. 3/3/5. Good defense bonus there. Sir Gawain takes damage for other adjacent allies. If he dies from damage taken this way, draw a card.
This card is actually very good.
Yeah.
At 5 health, the ability to soak for anything nearby. And then if they happen to kill him, and it makes... I had this in one of my limited pools. It is kind of painfully obnoxious.
Yeah.
Well, you can imagine if this is nearby, like your avatar, and I grapple shot with my avatar of Earth at like 7 strength next to you. He takes 5 of it.
And I draw a card.
And you draw.
Yeah.
And you just prevented 5 damage. And if I only do 4, it's like crazy. Because you just take 4 disappears. Like 4 damage things don't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
But it's not a May as well, right? Like it has to happen.
We'll put it on there. Put it on the list.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. It's not really fitting.
It's not aggro, but it is very good. It will help you be aggro if you're attacking with your avatar, actually, though.
Yeah. True
like you
story.
can attack with your avatar without cost.
You can get your avatar in there, and yeah.
We have an important question from the chat.
Hey, C to do it. As you may have seen, I've gotten a lot of Middle Earth cards lately. Yes, Middle Earth CCG. Is there some kind of storage device you might recommend that I could put all these cards in? Well,
Why, yes, there is. And it's called Bulk Box. We're sheepishly talking about this, but product is actually great. And if you need to store cards, do it.
we partnered with the team at Middle Earth CCG to make that bulk box announcement.
You know what's crazy? That team still exists, Iron Crown Enterprise. That company is still around today doing RPGs.
We gotta have some talks, man. Sir K. 4K. 3 for 4. That's a good price. Whenever you target a weaker minion, you untap.
Okay.
It's
Target.
What website are you using to?
Curiosa.io.
Because you're skipping some.
No, they're on here. They're on here.
I know, but they're just not in the right order. See that?
Well, then Larry must have built it.
I think they're organized by threshold or something weird like that.
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how they're
Anywho.
organized.
I think he's
Yeah, Circuit's
great.
fine.
Yeah.
Four is the magic number.
I agree.
That's a break point for sure in this game.
You'll also be happy because I have like 42 Cirques in my collection.
Great. Yeah, I can run one of them.
Beautiful.
Sir Lancelot, 4/6.
Pull the
4/5.
promo up because we don't even mess with the normal one.
I don't think I have those.
Boo.
Marketing strikes again. 5/5/6 first strike.
Are we on Lancelot?
Yeah.
I lost track.
Let's pull it back to your face. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. Beautiful.
I'm just gonna hold this up while we talk about it. Go ahead.
It's first time you fight each turn, untap, and you come in with a lance token.
5 is a reasonable number to pay. 6 is hard.
Mm-hmm.
So this might be the most compelling Templar card yet.
You think so?
Just
Like the ability to swing into something, remove it, and then swing into the site for 4 is very good. Right?
yes.
Same thing with Sir K.
And 6 health is really good too. But normally the boundary on this card is, or the problem with this card, you have to pay 6 for it.
Yeah.
And
5
that's-
is reasonable.
5 is reasonable.
'Cause
Because you get to
that's-
play him for 5.
2, 3, 4, and then yeah. 5, you actually hit 5 most of the time.
Yeah.
Sir Pellinor, 5/3, charge lance. Oh, 5 charge is pretty banging out of the gate here. Whenever it kills the strongest enemy minion, draw a card. That's pretty good.
Dude, charge on.
better.
But this at 6 is not good. This at 5 is great.
At 5 with a lance token going to 6 first strike and charge is good.
Yeah, si se puede.
Okay.
Yeah, Preston making. I think I'm on this train. He's saying I like the big unique knights in Templar. You don't have enough card draw to spam the cheap knights.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Which means we have to get to that number quickly also. So we might think about how to do that. Sir Percival, 4/5 for 3. Genesis, opponent chooses a site. When you enter that site, draw a card and then reactivate. So then they go send it. I mean, that's pretty good. Just a 3/4/5 is in the conversation for me. And then maybe a card draw during the game is pretty good.
About? Sorry, I was reading comments.
Sir Percival. You like that?
I'm getting jealous of the deck you're about to be playing.
Shoot. I just hear a little shoot. Also, Templar will be particularly good at triggering the...
For 3, that guy's nuts.
Unbelievable.
What?
Triggering the, pay 1 to get a threshold of your choice becomes easier.
Yeah, when you have a discount.
Because you could just...
Yeah, for sure. Also, someone in the comments noting that Lancelot triggers on defense too.
Yeah, that's true.
Not just someone. That's the Sean.
The
But
Sean?
Sorcery TCG.
Yeah, and you obviously it would
Each
never...
turn.
You would...
It's like you block and stand.
Your opponent would never do that if they read the card, right? They wouldn't just lose to that.
Yeah, but,
But it
it
keeps them from doing...
that's the things. Yeah.
Sir Tristan...
Bravely ran away.
4 for 2/4. Already a dog. So let's see if there's anything.
But he's
on
got a
here.
harp.
Once on your turn, you may tap target nearby enemy minion. They don't untap the next time they would. It's a fine card. I'm
This
not gonna
is
run
in that batch of control cards that we're ignoring.
it. I'm not going to run it. Sir Gawain. Although he can do that the turn he comes out.
Notable.
Well, it says mate. Yeah, may tap target nearby.
That's so expensive though.
But that's like a pay 4 control spell, and then you get a 2/4 body.
Well, and it's
it's
control that you
forever.
can pass around.
Yeah, but let's not run it.
Wait, didn't we already cover Sir Gawain?
No.
Sir Yvain.
Sir
Yvain.
Gawain.
Yeah.
Gawain.
I was like, we've seen this guy.
This
Sir
is Old
Gawain.
English. We're using Old English. I love this. I love this art. I'm never going to not love this
That's a
art.
4/3/4 Lance Allied Beast. We're not running Allied Beast, so let's just get rid of it. 4 for a 4/4 first strike is not bad. It might even go in the deck still.
Yeah, but it's not a build around yet.
I'm not excited about it.
Yeah, I will say about this art, when they showed it online, even here looking at it, it didn't particularly strike me, but in person at that White Rabbit event, they had the OG art,
Yeah.
and there's more. It's just like, oh, okay, I get it now. Hits different.
Dude, Sir Bors the Younger is pretty poppin' at a 2-cost, 4/2 range 2.
Plus, he looks like he could be related to you. It's true, though. Anyways, yeah, this guy's great. Especially at 2. This is wicked. I would pay 2 for that all day long.
I wish I could put only Sir Bors in my deck.
Man. Woo.
Serga Harris, a 3-cost, 3/5 Lance, untap at the end of your turn. That's a pretty solid card. 3/4/5 first strike, untap, end of the turn.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. That's a, what do they call that? It's a role player. It just slots right in there.
Yeah. It's the Steve Kerr of sorcery.
Sir Ironside. 4-cost, 4 strength. So 3-cost, 4 strength, plus 3 power during enemy turns. That's a pretty solid little card right there.
Yeah.
I like that one.
I remember playing against this, and I remember it being a problem. I remember it being a problem.
Yeah. That's crazy. And he looks like that mountain in the background, too. I did not expect anybody to laugh at that. Oh, my gosh.
What are the odds?
That hit.
Well, it's because it's so bad. It's hilarious. Yeah, man.
Goodness.
You keep cooking. You keep cooking on
Sir
those jokes.
Lamorak, a 3/4/3 death right, strike each nearby enemy. It's fine, right? I mean, it could be very good, but it doesn't. I don't know. This is the kind of card that I just naturally don't like, but
Well,
I don't care.
it would be better if you had grapple shot.
Yeah, we don't have any tricks like that, do we?
But ultimately, it hitting all nearby enemies, and only enemies specifically. Just the idea of moving him up into a location to punch someone,
Yeah,
and then he hits
exploding.
everything.
that's true, man. It's like an accursed albatross on steroids.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I think that's
You
pretty
convinced
good.
me. Yeah, you convinced me it's great.
That's
Oh
a
my
lot of damage.
Oh my gosh! And then what if you give it the airborne, the power of flight,
I mean,
and
it's
you move it in
not
and
good.
hit their avatar for 4 and then explode for 4?
Yeah.
That's-
And it's each nearby enemy.
Yeah.
So it includes the avatar.
Yeah. Our avatar for 8, right there. If you swing into their avatar, that's 8 damage.
Is the same location as you nearby?
Yes. Yeah. Can you imagine if I wasn't nearby myself?
I mean,
Could you imagine?
You could. I mean, we
can
all
you
could.
be near
It's
yourself?
language?
Also, he kills anything that kills him. I mean, just
Yeah.
straight up. You're going to lose whatever you send after him.
Any of your, and maybe
So
more.
you're going to lose something that does 3
Yeah.
damage.
And so I'm used to playing the, gosh, what are the exploding bugs?
Scarabs.
The scarabs. I couldn't think of the name. But they hit your stuff too. It's only on your location, but it deals 3 damage to all the
Yeah.
units. This just is the baddies.
Yeah, it's like actually now the
Yeah,
best.
and he's like
card,
an
having
insane
talked about
blocker.
it. Yeah.
Like he can step up and block and then spray damage. It's crazy.
Unbelievable. Actually. What was I thinking?
I'm an
Do we need to play that card that moves everything 2 steps?
Yes.
The swishy swish.
We don't have enough card draw for that card.
I do think this is. It can be challenging to do, but if you when you're deck building, if you can find 1 or 2 people to deck build with and go through stuff like this, you will. I'm always amazed when I do the same thing.
Yeah. Especially if one such friend has been around Michael Hamilton at all.
I've been kissed with his essence. Glory surrounds me.
Sir Mordred 5 for 4. Better do something.
I
Genesis
love this
and
art.
death. Kill target adjacent enemy minion.
At 5. 5
There's
is
your
a magical
removal.
number.
That's your removal.
That's a removal spell, huh?
5 removal spell.
What if we played fire and water only? That's what Mordred is.
Dude.
Fire and ice.
You're
Zack and
you're
Seed.
basically cooking now.
Sir Morgan at 3/3. 2 foot soldiers and enemy projectiles can't enter. That's actually this guy was really good for me in limited. Great for anti-magic missile and all sorts of shenanigans.
Who would play those cards?
I mean, 3 for 2 foot soldiers and a 3 is pretty good, right? Mm-hmm. Would you ever say that that's bad?
No.
Or not worth playing?
And
like-
a projectile shield.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna play it.
I'm telling you, Templar. Like I didn't really appreciate Templar until again. I would have missed Templar until you had this experience going.
That's right. Well,
And you would have missed. Was that Sir Morgan? Who was this?
missed a number
Sir
of good cards.
Limerick?
Sir Lamorak. Yeah, Sir Limerick.
Oh man.
All right, Sir Pelleas, the only one that actually doesn't look interesting at all in this deck, sadly.
You don't want a 2/4/3 submerge?
It moves freely between water, but I don't want to have to play only water or majorly water at all.
Yeah.
I might have only 1 or 2 waters out. But do you play a 2/4/3? Strict, just 2/4/3?
I mean, those stats are pretty good. Can't be drowned.
This guy. Freaking Joker, man.
Because you know my deck is stacked with drown.
2/4/3. Do you play a 2/4/3? You don't play it. You're not excited to play it, but you might play it.
It's on the maybe list.
It's on the
for
menu.
me.
All these are, right? Sir Prius, 3/2/4.
Driving around town.
Great miles per gallon. Has Lance and Lethal, and nearby allies are immune to Lethal.
You know.
I mean, again, it's kind of a slot. It's a slot. We have to look at where our elements land.
I do think without removal, your ability to lethal any big thing away
Lance Lethal is pretty solid.
is
Lance
not
Lethal's great.
wrong.
Lance Lethal is forever removal. And you
Yeah.
drop another guy with the Lance, give it to Prius, and then...
So
Lance Lethal-
you might have to have him in your deck just to answer some things that you don't otherwise have answers for. Because you do have some in this pool. You have like, do 5 damage to something. But if I play any amount of beef,
But I've got like... I can't imagine somebody having more beef than the Knights deck would have, right? I've got like 7s and 6s and stuff everywhere. I'm not struggling to remove minions by... just Sir Priest. We'll put him in there. Sir Tom Thumb, this is your card draw. Cost 1 for a 2/1 that may be carried by any beast, fine, but Deathrite return to hand.
what?
It's
I
a crowd.
thought you said it was my card draw.
Well, it is. He draws himself every time. When he dies, he goes back to your hand, you play him with your leftover mana. He dies, you go back to hand, you play him, leftover mana. It's like you're constantly able to put 2 bodies on the board. Do you remember, did you ever play with that mortal, that king that protects the prince that goes back to hand?
The Crown Prince?
Yeah.
No.
It's obnoxious. You throw Tom Thumb out,
I
he
remember
blocks for
this.
something, he goes back to your hand, you put him out again, blocks.
Okay.
I mean, it's...
All right, put him in.
Yeah, it's good. I
Don't
swear
normally
to you.
pick up strangers, but
I swear to you, it's good.
pick them up.
All right, let's look at dames. There's only like one. All right, there's one. Dame Britamort. Maybe
And I
this is
swear,
a sign we should be playing.
I have not opened a card more often than this card.
I agree with you.
I am swimming in dames. The cardboard kind.
99 problems.
Dame ain't one.
4 cost.
Uh-huh.
3/5 lance. So that's pretty standard. 4/4/5 first strike.
That's okay. It's okay.
If would attack an enemy site successfully, may summon a mortal from cemetery instead.
Card draw.
It's fine.
Technically, card draw.
It's fine, but it's not.
The problem is, 4 costs. You got to have a mortal in your discard pile any way that you want,
Yeah.
and also you're giving up the 3 that you would be doing anyway.
I'd rather
Yeah.
have the 3.
I'd rather 3. Let's cut it. Wow. Oops. The one dame is out. It's a bummer. Okay,
Cool art,
so
though.
on our list was 33 cards of interesting,
That's good.
Repute.
That's a good. And we haven't even gone to the
the normals.
the normies.
Yeah, everything is... Now, can you talk me into playing these threshold providing family cards?
No.
Okay, thank you. Good. Thank God, because I didn't want to have that conversation.
Yeah. Skip. I mean, I love these families and all, but
Big fan of families.
yeah, big family guy about family values, etc.
All right, so here's one thing that I know, Zach. I think we need to go double fire for sure, because we pick up Pelennor, Mordred, Lancelot, Morian, Kay, Sir Balin, 2 Brother Knights, Sir Agravain. The double fire knights are great. So we're playing double fire.
Great.
Okay, mark it.
Is there an element based on this list that sticks out as not an
It's
element
not
to play?
as needed.
I think actually with the 3 threshold sites, you could play all of them,
Yeah.
all the colors. I think it's easier to play rainbow than people think. But if you can cut one element or be very minimal on one element, that's really
Yeah, go to like a 1.
The fair helps significantly with that.
Yes.
I remember Steven pulled that. I think in one of our first sealed games. I was like, "Oh, that's doing a lot
that's
of
a
work."
card.
Yeah.
Lamorak was the that's a bummer. I thought it was going to be one air was going to be like the easy. No, that ain't it. Because all of these cards are good.
See you later, Zach.
Yeah, see ya.
See you, dude.
Just changing. Outfit change. Getting hot.
You better bring in that bulk box sweater. Air, water, earth, fire. Okay, well there they all are.
Mm-hmm.
We're running all the 6, so we've come around on everything. Okay. Next up, let's just take a second and let's look at our sites. Jonathan, are your sites in a different place, or are they in
The sites are with the elements.
I just want to be clear. The deck I will eventually be playing on stream centers around the idea that I have to play this card.
Yeah, he made a special rule for himself, Steven. I don't know if he told you that. He's only playing only beta plus Lancelot.
I'm playing full collection.
Oh, he's playing full collection, excuse me.
I'm here to
I'm
just...
playing Lancelot. I can represent Lancelot for us.
It's not about that. I have yet to get this character in play. It must be done.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
Would you look at him?
Now, okay. These are all the air cards. So what about your neutral? Are they in the back? Yes, they are. That makes sense. That's where I'd put them.
Great.
Okay, let's start with 3 annual fair.
Yep, absolutely.
We only have to find 20 sites. 3 annual fair is in.
You run all the trips.
Yeah, and then we do, we'll just get them out. Tentacle. What about all of your
Tentacle.
your triples, Jonathan? Are they the first element?
What's the rarity?
Uniques?
Unique.
Yeah,
They're
then
just-
it would be the very back of the unique.
Got it. Nailed it.
This art is ridiculous.
Smart man.
This which one on the Tringle card? I can't spell it. Similar.
Tint. A.
There we go. We got it.
I feel like we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Look at
You
that.
know what's a bummer? You can't play Avalon.
Dang.
Can't do it. Provides mana for you? There's no way. I'm not going to get a -1 discount on all my stuff and then give you an extra mana.
But you could. Now,
Counterpoint.
I think this
You
is
could.
a incredible multiplayer card.
Mm.
Because that's a political game. And it's like, hey, don't forget I'm giving you a resource. Wink, wink. Nudge,
But like
nudge.
you don't have, it's not like a voluntary thing.
Well, you don't have to play the location.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, remember me. I'm the nice guy.
I really think in multiplayer games people are going to be like, man, he gave me an extra mana.
You would be surprised.
I'm so...
It'll come down to it. And it's like, well, I can attack Zach or Steven. It's like, well, Zach did give me a resource, so I guess I'll attack Steven. Remember those Thrones melee? I mean, it was crazy. It's like, well, Zach brought me a coffee last week, so I guess.
Yeah, it was weird.
And then, of course, Comstock brought them a coffee next week, and it's just back and forth we
I
go.
could not have stayed farther away from those drones melee.
Oh, I
But
agree.
you can't imagine a format that's not for
Yeah.
me.
I don't
I
know.
agree.
Some people, and that's their thing, and that's great.
I feel like if you enjoy basking in other people's agony, it's hard to get a situation where you can do it that well.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, it is
Can
truly
you-
a Game of
Can you
Thrones.
speak to Glastonbury? Did you not have Glastonbury Tour?
I do.
I thought that was the one you didn't have.
No, I do have it, but it's in my deck. Hold on, I'll get for you.
Okay, so we're just. I really feel like we're doing this the way that they envisioned it in the testing meetings, where they're like, to run the Templar, they're going to include all of the knights and all of the cards that make you play the knights. We're going to have to find our secret sauce in this deck. It's going to be in the 7 cards that aren't the knights. We're going to find.
You're going to play 33 nights?
Yes, knights, Sirs, dames.
33?
I don't know.
Out of
7
40?
magics, 7 spells.
If you play, you only get 1 a turn, and there's 10 turns, so you need to play 10 in a game.
Well, yeah, but what else are you going to play? What else are you going to play? You want to hit your curve on your knights, man. Come on.
Yeah.
It's a Templar deck.
Okay.
You crazy?
Hey, we got plenty of streams.
We got to start with the true. The
Most
true.
Templarist of decks.
Do we even run Camelot? -1 to all your knights and stuff whenever they're played to Camelot. It's got to be on your back row. I feel like it just keeps your knights in a place that.
Cat, it's unique minions.
Oh, that's
cost 1 less to cast to
No,
nearby
that's
sites.
the good one.
That is absolutely a card that you play.
Is that? Yeah, that's unique. Do you have that one?
Can
John?
you
I
imagine
don't see it back here.
playing some of those 5 and 6 costs at like 3 or 4?
Yes, I can, and I will. I'll do more than imagine.
Let me double check. I should have it.
We can just draw a little castle if we need to proxy it.
Of Camelot?
Yeah.
You've got Camelot.
I know he's got it because he's not running it.
Not running it.
But it could. It's one of those. It's a weird non-threshold card, so it could kind of end up.
No, I should have it. It's a unique non-threshold.
Uh huh.
All right, let's see.
Wait, there's the round. Okay, the round table is what I was thinking of. You can't play this, right?
Camelot should be like right after the round table.
Okay. Well, then I'm in the right place.
Oh, I don't think
got
so. I don't think so.
It just makes your knights ineffective at being knights. Right? It's like, yeah, you played it, but it's now doing nothing.
That was kind of the tale of King Arthur, right?
Oh, man. All right, so, and then we've got tournament grounds.
Oh, tweak. Yep. The dance goes on.
Where were tournament grounds? Okay, it'd be back here. All right, these are our exceptional neutrals. Is that how you do it? That's how Jonathan does
He
it.
probably organizes like he builds decks.
No, these are very organized. I'm
It's a
very
string of
proud
ideas.
of how
I'm
well I
sorry to
organized this.
unorganize them. All right, do we play tournament grounds? No threshold. You can play anything there. But it doesn't help you meet thresholds in the future, but it doesn't matter if you have a tournament grounds out.
Yeah. Well, with only 20 sites and a mulligan, if you were running 3, I think the need to run a bunch of different colors is evaporating.
That's true.
Like, especially if it's 3 and you run like, are these all 4 of them? Or these are the 3?
Those are the, yeah, these are the 3s.
Oh, there it is, 4. I don't think threshold's a problem with this. It's probably too much. But then that lets you focus the rest of your stuff on like abilities.
I mean, okay, so wait, let's run the calculator for me on finding a tournament grounds after a 3-card mulligan. So you see 6 cards.
Remember, you only get to mulligan 3 cards total.
Yeah.
So if you do it all for your site, let's just say you're doing that though. Okay, so if you have 3, the odds of seeing it on the first 3, one of them at least, is like 15%, loosely. It's not quite. It's different, but it's about 15%. So if you mulligan, the odds of missing completely again, if you see 6 cards.
You want me to geometric it?
Yeah, because it's technically 3 out of 20 and then 3 out of 17 times each other.
Yeah.
Would be the odds of, well, no, that's not right. It's 17 out of 20 times the odds of
I'm going to draw 6
14
cards.
out of 17.
There's
3
20
successes.
in my thing, and then there's 3 successes in the sample, right? 31%.
That's about right.
I can't build a deck around a 31% chance that I draw tournament grounds.
Well, so that's what these are about. So if technically, like let's say you have fire and water as the rest of your sites. So really at that point, you're just looking to hit air. Right?
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're running 4 colors, it's different. But functionally, let's say you have fire and water over here. Any of these 7, basically, as long as you're like air and earth threshold, are only 1.
Oh, right, but like all of the knights are 2. They're
2
2
of
of
everything?
something. They're usually 2 of something.
Yeah. But if all of your 2s are 2 of the elements or 3, like
Here's
the
what
other,
the thresholds look like.
so fire, obviously.
Yeah.
Air double, air double, air double, air double. There's
Gucci gang, Gucci gang.
yeah. So I would probably either cut the air doubles or the water doubles. Were it me?
Do you want to cut Sir Pellinor?
Yes. No.
Oh, no way.
I thought you were going to say Peleus is what you were going to say.
And then would you say earth doubles or water doubles?
Yeah.
You cutting Sir Mordred?
I'm not saying you're cutting, but it has to be minimal.
Here's what I would say. Like, if we don't hit tournament grounds, then we've hit 3 of something else. And if it's like, if you have I want to be able to play my cards. Let's start here. Let's get into, we've got Valley of Delight can be anything you need. We've got Annual Fair can be anything you need. We've got a triplicate. And then we've got Tournament Grounds if we don't, I'm trying to hit this on site 2 and hope they don't have smokestacks. But if I don't, then I've got to piece it together in this kind of a way, do I not? I don't know. We have to find a reason to run not all of these knights if we're trying to go somewhere else. So let's complete that part of it. Point being, I think we can play 4 colors with this.
I think if you want to play 4 colors particularly, I would start here, and we'll see if it's too much.
And we have 7 more sides to add.
Yeah.
That we can't
And that's
add.
where you get to add the spice of life.
Yeah, we'll add some spice. Okay. And now we go to the units. So thinking about cuts, we're not going to cut anything with fire.
Warhorse.
That's not a cut, Jonathan.
Uncut it.
He's chaos.
It's not a cut.
My outside of destroying Steven, my number one goal on the stream today is just to get that card in play. Look at that art. It hurts
That's
my...
another Lindsay Crummick.
Yeah. The contrast on that piece is so good. Anyways, cutting.
All right, so let's look at our double air cards.
Uh-huh.
Sir Tom Thumb.
Not huge on that myself, but you like it.
You're just wrong. Sir Boars is unbelievable.
He's a top class.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So we're not cutting Sir Boars, so we already can't cut double air. Sir Lamorak, we can't cut double air. So
Yeah.
double air is in. Let's lock it.
Man, I need sound effects.
This. Wait, no, I can't do it like that. Okay, double air is locked. Let's go to double water, which is what Zach's going to try to cut. Sir Peleus, not.
Cuttable.
Sir Gaheris, cuttable. Yeah. Sir Ironside, cuttable but good.
He's good. Yeah, I'll give you that.
He's good. And then Sir Mordred.
No, Sir Mordred.
Sir Mordred is the juice. I'm so sad he's half water. It hurts me.
But by the time we're playing a 5 cost, the chances of drawing into a tournament grounds is off the charts. 60% probably.
Yeah,
What do you
because at
got?
that point you're probably seeing 8. That's 40% technically.
What's King's Council?
You got 2 air already. King's Council draw a card for each unique ally.
Yeah, when you play it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the card that sounds good on paper. It really does. Until you realize you're playing a game and all your stuff is trading and you have like 1 or 2 things usually.
And you trade a card for a card or 2.
Unless you're playing against like an Archimaga or something and they're taking their sweet time.
Yeah.
And then you could...
It's there to penalize them.
Maybe it's there. Okay, so Sir Mordred is a compelling reason to keep water. So we got to go to Earth.
That's not happening.
Double Earth, Sir Gawain. That's a guy that you like. And Sir Percival. That's a good one. And Sir Prius is good. And Sir Lancelot. Okay. All right, we're not cutting double Earth, are we?
It's cuttable.
All of those?
I think earth or water is the most cuttable.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends. But I would a little be curious if you're interested in trying it, the 4-color rainbow, just see. It's almost like finding that limit. And
You just leave him in and find out?
It's really good to test because we don't know. We might get halfway through the first game and it's miserable because you don't have any threshold for something and you're just sitting on cards you can't play.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that in testing a lot of times you just realize that it's not. You might even be able to pull back.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't need as much of this because you're mulligan and you just see, even seeing one annual fair. Obviously, you see a tournament ground, it's done. So 30% of the time, it won't even matter. You can just play everything. But then annual fair is like another 30% chance of rounding off any corner you might have.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true.
In like a pretty aggressive way. So, and then with all the mixed locations as well,
Mm-hmm.
I think actually some of these will end up getting cut, even at 4 colors.
I'm with you.
Personally. So then you just play the best cards.
So are we just going to play all of the knights like I was talking about? The series and the knights?
I mean, I wouldn't play 33 knights, but
I'm looking at Yellow and Verdant and all those guys to cut, probably. Some of those guys.
and even just like whatever are the, and you'll know once we get into it, testing and playing a couple of games, like the ones, if you're using a card on something, it needs to be a banger.
It needs to be big.
In Constructed, a lot of times it's like you can't top deck a card and it not be
play this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go see if we can find some secret sauce here in the magic section of this. All right, so we got 33 spells, all of which are technically on the table. I think the 3 thresholds we can probably cut off the bat.
Yep.
But what I'm going to be looking for here is things that allow my knights to do oppressive things, and particularly things that draw me cards, replace themselves. The cantrips here I think will be strong, but I'm a cantrip spell man anyway, so it doesn't much matter what I say because I'm going to always love those cards. Arc Lightning a little bit better because we assume maybe our Templar is going to be in the mix. We also need to think, are we going to work that or not?
Well,
how are we going to get it there?
There's 2 other pieces of this. One, you need to be, the removal you have is limited. You have knights that can do it. Lance token's important. But also the death's door actually kill someone moment. Direct like some amount I don't know what card it is, but there's got to be some amount of direct damage in
the kill card.
Yeah.
Okay, we got Ball Lightning. That's a good one. It's a good option. I also think the lower cost spells are going to be more attractive because you get a 3 cost knight
and a 2
4
cost
and
card.
a 2. Cast in Exile obviously going to be a great card. It's just removal.
Yeah, that card's good.
Target minion. I mean, it's on an allied site. That's why it's not totally busted.
I always miss that.
Charge you want to be better than it is.
Yes.
You really do. I mean, it could speed up a deck, but
it's hard to play a card on that.
Yeah. Sorcerer could probably do it.
Keep in mind. With Templar, all your knights cost -1. So
it's the card.
Yeah, you have to have the card to.
The card is the cost.
Draw a card.
Yeah.
Basically, what you're spending a card on the thing doing something a turn early. So I mean, it could be a card for 5 damage, which is notable. That can be quite good, and it fits the theme. But it can also be completely dead in your hand.
Spoiler: the whole set fits the theme.
It's true though. Duel. This is kind of a cheat card. Play duel, swing at the site.
I wish it said strikes,
Yeah, don't you?
not fights.
But if they've got lands,
We have to assume all my knights are going to be better than what you're playing, right?
Sean making a good point. Yes, burning hands can be cast from any knight,
That's true. I'm already playing fire.
so it's not bad.
It's not a bad finisher. We'll put a 1 on it. Feast for Crow is a card I'm just not going to play. Fire Breathing, Allied Beast or Dragon. No. Grievous Insult is a good card. I'm just going to put a 1 on it. Any ally, so any of the knights, they blank the text box of anything, and they tap it. It's a good card.
And
you
most
draw.
importantly,
You draw.
draw.
Yeah, that's a good card. Guards, I don't really need that. It's fine. It could work if you get your Templar in, but Joust, target something you're adjacent to, both take a step to swap. They fight. That's probably better than Duel because you get a movement out of it as well, and then you can go 1 forward on the next strike. Okay.
Yeah, movement abilities are good, but I don't know. It's just not.
There's King's Council. That's a deck that you could do that.
Hot dang.
Knighthood?
I don't think so, but
No.
you already have the discounts and stuff going on. But, if you turned a Foot Soldier into a Lancelot, I can see where you get there.
And you can still keep the Foot Soldier. You just get to summon it, right? It's just to their location. It's not even replace it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But again, the cards seem to me to be the limiting factor more than the mana.
Yeah, I agree.
And so this is minus cards plus mana. Lava Flow, we get it. Could be a good damage spell. Led Astray is a really good card that we're not playing. Magic Missiles. Nobody hates this card.
I think that's playable for sure.
Peasant Revolt. Mesmerism at 4 Thresh is a no. Peasant at 3 is a no.
Peasant Revolt would destroy you.
Yeah, it would actually. It's for me. Pendragon Legacy, shuffle uniques in and draw a card. No, we don't need that. Power of Flight is an awesome card.
Yeah, it has that last couple of words on there.
Especially good for this deck. It makes your knights unattackable most of the time.
Yeah.
And then you also get a diagonal move and you replace it. That's really good. Rescue, never will play that card. Shapeshift is not for this one. I'm already getting discounts on my stuff.
Yeah.
Shatter Strike is a good. That's a good whambo. Just a free strike for 4.
Yep. That's not the worst card.
All right, we'll put it in.
It's expensive.
It's so expensive. Why is it so expensive? It's crazy.
The crazy thing to me is just like line that up next to Grapple Shot.
I know. Yeah, that it's getting banned at some point. I'm sure. No, it's not. It's not. It's gonna live forever.
From what?
Yeah, exactly. Snowball, great card. Not really for this deck, probably. I don't think I'm.
What was that one?
Snowball.
Oh yeah.
It's fine. Stone Rain.
I like the idea of Stone.
Well, it's kind of interesting because there's going to be a lot of games where that Templar does nothing but just draw sides because it has nothing else to do. And so, Stone Rain can make use of that, but nobody likes it. Tactical Move is fine.
Fine. It's great. In my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it can be great. It's one of these cards.
Yeah.
But like you top deck that at the end game and you have like one thing out and they have like 2 and you're like, oh.
Or you top deck that at the end game and it lets you get your thing into place where you actually win the game. But I think it's very conditional. I'm not super bullish.
Ed's got a hot take here, guys.
I'm trying to imagine a scenario where I want to play
Where you choose
but I don't.
Shatter over Grapple.
Yeah, like in the exact same.
You've got Excalibur, you've got Ring, you've got whatever nonsense Zach's going to be having in his deck.
Like artifact removal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see it. If artifacts are a really big deal.
Mm-hmm. We've always been low on artifacts.
Yeah, but I think it's time. Valor is good. That's a good card.
Valor is good. I would play Valor. And I would play 2 of it. Personally.
Yeah.
With all your knights and stuff, like just being able to protect them. And like to not go away on a turn.
Banishment. Draws a spell, gives everybody stealth. You know what's weird about that? You have like 2 or 3 knights out, and you could just easily Death Door them. They can't block it. You just swing 3 times at their sights. You get like a 5-3-8.
Yeah, I mean,
that could be like an absolute.
I can see that one.
Gold brick.
Yeah,
and it draws a spell. That might be the secret sauce here. You get a couple of knights out,
hide them,
play the banishment, and then swing for 15. Yeah. Okay. I like that. That has a good sound to it.
And I think anything in this that says draw a card is probably helpful for you.
That's a pretty smart idea there.
Yeah.
And then there's Whirlwind, which again has a lot of text on it.
Yeah, ignore.
Okay.
Is attack by night or whatever a 3 threshold? Oh, whoa. I'll get you.
Attack by night.
Oh, no, it's 1.
No, it's 1. Everybody strikes first this turn.
And they drop their artifacts.
But he has so many lance tokens that make your head spin.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so I like Vanishment as like and Valor to keep your knights around so you can vanish and swing.
Well, and if you put in the horsies for your knights, like the war horse that can carry and have charge, like if you have stealth and you like send a knight up, you can really bamboozle some people.
That's the finisher, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, there's also the other horse, right? What's the...
Fine Corsair.
The Corsair, yeah.
I think you're... Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, I think...
We're running the horses?
Definitely the winner.
I don't know if you're running the horses, but...
Well, let's look at the horses.
The horses are good.
Okay. What do we type in? Horse?
Beast.
Beast. Oh, there's your beast. Oh, no. Okay,
Yeah,
minion. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, God. UI. Got me.
It's like watching my mother click on
Okay,
things.
wait. Reset filters. Magic. Oh, no.
You don't want magic, you want minion.
Oh, right. I keep clicking the wrong thing.
Mom?
Why is the printer printing suddenly? What happened?
Scroll down. You gotta get there.
Are you still? How's your
go.
power
Fine
flight
Corsair.
looking in your deck, Steven?
I don't know. We don't know yet. It's on the
Because
short list.
if you
There's
fly
also
that
the war
horse,
horse.
it gets a whole different kind of ball game.
We got the Fine Courser. We've got the Warhorse. I do like these cards.
Are you running the White Heart?
No.
Dude, that card, I love the way that looks.
It looks great. Yeah. I like it a lot. I have the sense that, I don't know. I like it.
I got you.
Boy, Wyvern is so good in limited, is it not? You're like, oh no. I'm on the clock.
Ooh.
I do want to run a deck that's Sly Fox and Shelly Coat with weapons on them.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised we didn't end up with those cards and like the Salmon of Knowledge.
I can't run the salmon.
Just
Sorry.
I'm just stacking them deep.
The salmon is literally like a Warcraft 3 asset map generator thing, but it's not meant for the actual game. It's meant for you to make a variant with it.
We need to click on the artifacts before we get too deep into this. Because
this is really our last stop.
Get rid of beasties, yeah. Some of these are like pretty obvious to me.
Excalibur?
No.
+1 for each of their elements. It's usually a +3.
That's actually not bad.
Usually +3.
Yeah. What's Guinevere do? We didn't even look at her, but I know her plus Excalibur is like unbearably good.
All right, let's go to the minions. Let's just go to the minions. Can I do like minus knight to get them out of there? No.
That would have been awesome if it worked. Just having GW.
All right, anything that looks interesting as we go through here.
What's Bodeka do?
Very good, but 3 threshold, but very good. Other allies have +3 while attacking sites. Like when they successfully hit it. So.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, that's another bamboozler with vanishment too.
Yeah.
That's a lot, though. That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot. Castle Hunt. No. Field Laborers. Mm-hmm. Do we need mana? No, we need cards more than we need mana, right? We decided that?
Correct.
Fenwife, similar problem. Harassing, hunting. Helpful Hob, untapping our avatar doesn't matter. Untapping a knight could be good, but
Helpful Hob is my favorite card.
it's a pretty good card.
Is Arthur not a knight?
No.
Huh. Interesting.
Kind of unplayable in this deck.
Just like we like it. What's Lady Isfeld do? I know she's good.
If another ally minion would die, they return to hand.
Is it nearby? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe.
It's on the maybe list for sure.
Merlin, spellcaster. Look at your next spell and cast it if it's a magic spell. I mean, that's really good.
Magic is a specific keyword, right?
That's not good enough.
So
not good enough.
Morgana, though.
Yeah, you got to always.
She's so good.
Especially because we're going so hard. I think we'll go extra
heavier fire. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nelly, obviously, very good card, but we need a rerunning water sites.
She creeps me out.
The water pudge.
Pukas.
Pukas are good. They're kind of weird, but they're good.
Yeah, I don't think it's good. What's read Guinevere to me right here?
Once on your turn, may untap target allied minion. Any, not even like nearby.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. If you're running Excalibur, I think that's just like a weird combo if you happen to get it.
She becomes undamageable and
5/5.
+4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll
and
run
then
it.
has that ability. But you also have the Squires, which I don't think you end up on.
I like the Lance tokens going around. Reckless is a good one. I like the Water Squire probably a lot for this deck if we're trying to rush. Rebel, no. Cool card. Red caps are pretty good little charge unit.
Uh-huh.
As our Saracen. We could turn this into a fire rush deck with knights. Easy.
By the end of it, you're not on Templar or any knights. Like, oops.
Shameless Squire, though, is good. So you play it, you tap a nearby enemy. I mean, that's really the key. And then you have your Lance token as well. So that's a good way to sneak in 3, 4, 5 damage. Anything else? Okay, these are all the Sirs we can skip. Sisters, Genesis discard draw. I don't really like that enough. Spear Marshal gains lances, pretty expensive. Untap a nearby ally for Sugar Plum Pixies.
Someone's saying Lady of the Lake cough.
I imagine we'll get there, yeah. So 3 water threshold, spellcaster, summon a mortal artifact from your cemetery. If you do shuffle her, so she just basically replaces.
So for 3, you basically get anything in your discard.
Yeah.
It's just hard when you don't have light draw.
Yeah, I'm not there. Ninth Legion, cast to a corner. No. Wild Hunt. No. Thunder Giant. This card's good, man. Have you seen this card?
It is good. I was trying to build a giant deck at some point.
It's a cool one. Yeah. You play it, you immediately teleport it, and then you charge with it.
Yeah.
That's pretty good for coming into play.
Tooth Fairies has to be the creepiest card.
Yeah, weird. Yeah, Arthurian. I mean, it's good. It's a good card too. You know.
Vivian is the word we're looking for.
Vivian has the printed abilities of all avatars and spellcasters. That's not great for me, unless do we get -2 to all of our stuff? I guess she's out, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But at that point, you're at 5.
Yeah, you're at 5. No, there's no way. Weightless, Squire, no, and no.
What about the Wolpertinger?
No, not this deck.
Yeah, I think it's right. Artifacts is where you need to go next. I'm gonna get some water wheeling there.
So this wasn't like there was nothing that really was.
We added Morgana
and Guinevere.
And Guinevere.
Yeah.
And Guinevere particularly is cuttable. If you're not on Excalibur, but
I think we'll be on Excalibur.
yeah, I have a feeling.
How would we not be on Excalibur, right? I mean, it's easy to not be on Excalibur, actually. We're going to put 1 Excalibur in, because it's unique. Anything else that matters? I mean, the helm is really a fascinating... The Goswit helmet is a really fascinating card. Boy, is that good in Limited. Oh, it runs the game in Limited. Maybe it would in normal as well. Let's put it on the list. Horn nearby have charge. That's pretty good for the knights, but I just don't know if I have time. I don't think I have time.
I know you've already moved on to artifacts, but I would say for what's the is it tactical move that everybody moves 2 steps?
Mm-hmm.
2 steps is a really powerful surge of motion. I've won games with that card because of that extra reach, and it's everybody. So yeah, it doesn't replace itself, but
it's a lot of movement.
It's a lot of movement that they can't plan on.
It is a lot of movement. It's true. What else? Love Potion. Pendragon. It's just, it feels a little slow. Rungo Miniad. Bear strikes first and can throw 3 piercing. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's do that one. Ringo Morgan is probably a yes, but I just don't want to run it. And then Sword and Shield. Kind of a surprisingly good card. While holding Merlin's staff. Yeah, Merlin's staff ain't gonna do it. I'll put some sword wards on the list, but I think they're not gonna make it. Okay. So we actually now have a list. 41, 51. We have 52 cards. So all we need to do is make 12 cuts. And we'll be there. We need 12 cuts.
Okay.
I think that's all we need to do.
You figure it out?
Yeah.
Are you running Ring of Morgan?
I mean, yes. Should I?
Yes. Really? The question is, how many Sword and Shields are you running?
I don't know if I'm running any, but I put 3 in. I don't want to run the Ring of Morgan. It's so overplayed. Fine, I'll run it. Is it fast? I mean, this feels slow, doesn't it?
The card?
Yeah. For Templar? That's 1 card. Like, I'd rather that card be like
I get
a
it.
body.
That spear is insane.
The spear is the jam. Spear's in. I'm going to cut the ring just because we want a light tier 2 here.
Okay, yeah. A light, heavy 2 tier.
Sword and Shield. Sell me on it.
I think there will be...
It's like 2 power charge.
Yeah, and you just get to break points in numbers that are uncomfortable and hard to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also... It can be passed around.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
I don't know how it's going to function, but especially with your war horses, it's that ability to play it on something, move, attack, drop it, hand it off. Like, because technically, you could attach it to a horse.
Yeah.
Swing with the horse that is carrying the thing. Horse drops it. Knight picks it up. Knight swings with it.
I don't think you can. You can't drop it if you use it. If you swing with it. Yeah, it's a whole rule.
Really?
Yeah, they're trying to prevent that. So if you've attacked or if you've tapped with an artifact, you can't then drop it or something like that. Do you want to read the rule?
I don't.
It's something
I trust you.
It doesn't work as broken as you want it to work.
Aaron Clark, what's up?
What's up, Aaron? Good to see your face. See, I don't see Ring as anything but slow, but I appreciate it. So, let's say I have my 3 cards in my opening hand. One of them's Ring. And then 2 bodies. First turn, I play a Ring. Second turn, I play a body. Ring does nothing. Third turn, I play a body. And then I probably need to advance my Templar once for Ring to start doing damage, unless I want to damage my stuff to heal myself, which I can do, but you probably haven't even done any damage yet. And then would I rather have like a 2 or 3 attack on the board? And then when is the game over?
I mean, it's similar to the cores in that it allows you to do things that can be... even just the pinging for 1 damage can sometimes be the difference. However, top decking it late is bad.
Yeah.
But you're also
Drive Earth would be pretty good. Because the moment you come up, every turn, everything I play is just doing damage and healing me. So that would be very good against your deck.
It would be good. The deck against which you are about to play.
Yeah. Okay, let's put it in and then we'll start cutting. All right, it's time for the cutting phase of this exercise. We'll go through one at a time, or one kind of moment at a time. Do we need 6 horses?
Probably not 6. But maybe. I don't know. I haven't played with the horses yet.
Okay. Good so far.
I like the war horse better than the other horse.
Charge +1 movement versus what? Charge? Is that the difference?
Should be a war horse.
I don't see it. It's like something war horse. Did we not add it? I didn't add it.
2
Oh, there
power
it is.
versus 1 power.
2 power versus 1 power. You get 1 less power, but +1 movement on the air one, which I think is better.
I just don't like being able to die to deserts.
Mm.
But mileage may vary.
All right, so are we cutting double water or are we cutting double earth?
What's your heart say?
I think it's probably water. I think Sir Ironside is the best card that double water is bringing. Is Ironside... Well, tell me this. Is Ironside better than Lancelot?
Mordred is the card that double water is bringing to me.
Where's Mordred?
It's from Mordred.
They all say Sir on there.
There it is.
Yes.
That's the double water
That's
sauce.
double water. Yeah, you got to run that, right? You can't not run that. So we cut Lancelot.
I think you cut Lancelot. Then I have him in my deck and everyone's happy.
Okay. Let's cut our promo. And then, did we cut Percival, though? Oh, Percival's so good, too, dude.
Yeah. The chat's saying that you could probably cut down to 4 total horses if you wanted to.
Let's put Lancelot back in.
Oh, baby.
I just think we're going to try to run... Let's try to run all of them. Didn't we decide we wanted to do that? I know it's not going to work.
I mean...
All right, let's go 2 coursers and 2 war horses.
Working's a state of mind.
Tell me which of the fake knights to cut. Do we run any of the blue knight, verdant knight, purple knight? 2/3/2 lance.
I mean, how many cards are we cutting?
And we're going to have to cut about 10 to 12.
Yeah. I think those are super good.
I do too. Okay, well, let's go to the magic. 2 valors. I like the 3 banishment, 2 valor play. Mm-hmm. Are we hip to that?
I am hip.
Okay, and then I actually maybe would go Shatter Strike. That seems like the biggest. Well, Power of Flight though is very good as well for me.
50 card deck.
I'm gonna go.
We're gonna get them.
All right, we're cutting. We're cutting all the control cards until we know that we need them.
You could, as an exercise,
our deck's gonna do something instead of
play 50 cards.
No.
Just to get your hands on the cards.
No. How many spells? What's our ratio? Probably 3 to 1.
Yeah, I think it's run in a 40 card deck. Running 10ish to 12ish magic cards is pretty normal.
Okay.
I've got to find space for my Sir Lancelot.
This is what I'll do then. I'll do 3 Shatter Strike, 3 Vanishment, 3 Power of Flight, 2 Valor.
Okay.
That's 11.
I'm in.
That seems... We can see if Shatter... I think 2 Shatter Strikes are probably going to be the right number. But we're gonna go there. Which means We need to cut down to 29 minions. We're currently at 39. I need 10 cuts.
I would be cutting a double threshold.
I know. We need to do it.
We
need to do it, man.
Yeah, I know it's hard. But it also could be you cut the double threshold and in a future game you put that threshold back in and take a different one out just to like test it out.
Okay, well we know we can't cut double earth because Valor is double earth. So that means it's got to be double water.
But Mordred is double water.
I know, but it's a 1 of in the deck, and we're never going to draw it anyway, so it's cut.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm in.
Mordred's out. That means we get to get rid of Ironside's out too. Ironside's great. It's a bummer. Gaheris is cuttable. And Serpelius is the most cuttable card in this entire deck. Okay. Now we're down to... I think I'm going to cut 3 Blue Knights. Because they're the water version of this knight.
Yep,
and we're going to be less likely on water threshold here.
I'm into it.
Are we still on the Black Knight? More life than each opponent. We're probably on the Black Knight.
Squire's saying you don't really need Valor. Because the knights are durable, but...
I kind of tend to agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's cut it. What's going on?
So then is Mordred back?
Do we do Mordred or do we do... Okay, tell me this. We're going to go through here one more time, looking at these knights, and you've got to decide which ones are the best ones.
Mordred.
Okay, so we have Lancelot.
Yeah, he's very good. At 5, he's very good.
Sir Prius. Lance Lethal.
He's okay. I think he's a tool for a very specific situation.
All right, hold on. I've got a solution for this. Okay, give me a 1 to 10 on Lancelot.
At -1?
Yes, as I'll be playing it. Yeah.
9.
9?
Yeah.
You're already starting at 9 on Lancelot? What's Sir Mordred?
He's probably 10.
Yeah, I feel like your scale is crunched.
No.
Lancelot's an 8, right?
Let's just see.
7?
I don't think my scale's crunched.
Okay.
Lancelot is a beast at 5.
Okay, 10 Mordred. But they'll just like bury him. It's like not a huge deal. Genesis effects are a big deal. Charge is a big deal.
That's why Mordred is a 10.
Yes. Lancelot, okay, we'll combine and I'll put Lancelot as a 7. Sir Prius, I think we agree, is probably a 4. 5?
Yes, that's good. He's 4-ish, 5-ish.
Okay, let's put 4 on Prius because they're all going to be good. Sir Percival, for me, that is a 6 or 7. Maybe an 8.
I would be 7-8, but I'm a generous ranker.
Let's go 8. Percival. We're going to tally our totals and then we'll do the whole thing. Sir Gawain. 3/3/5 takes damage for other adjacents.
He's like a 8.
Okay, Gawain 8 for Zach. I'll go with an 8. And then we are done, and now we go to the waters that we just cut.
Squire, I think Sir Agravain is in the list, right?
Yes, yeah. Agravain, though, is double fire, so he's like definitely in. So then we've got, tell me how good, I need to look at the Sirs. We've got, this is quite fun, actually.
Looking at cards and ranking them?
Sir Gareth, bad. We already cut Sir Gareth.
Yeah.
It's a 0.
I won't say he's bad, but he's not a 10.
Sir Gawain gives our horses +2 power and himself +2 power. And has Lance.
I mean,
it doesn't much matter because if we're cutting double earth, double water in one of them, we're cutting him no matter what we're doing because he's a 2/2 on both. Double earth, double water.
Yeah, he's gone.
So he's already gone. He had never had a chance. Sir Gaheris, Lance, untap, end of turn.
He's a 7.
That's a 5 for me. So we'll go 6. So we compromise. Sir Ironside, +3 power during enemy turns. So there's a 4 and then a 7 on enemy turns for 3. That's really good, man. That's a 7 for me.
Yeah, sure.
What is it for you? 6? 7?
That's probably 7. We agree on that one.
Okay. Mordred, we agree, is a 10, and Peleus is like a 1, 2, 3.
If you're not running a lot of water sites, he's bad.
He's still a 2 for 4/3. We don't hate it.
In comparison, though, Mordred's the goatest, which is why I've been on the play the water.
All right, we've got 27 versus 17 plus 9, 26. That technically means we should run Earth and drop water.
Well, hold the phone. But is a 10 worth having?
If you draw it every game.
Yeah, you will.
Okay, you refuse to cut Earth, so I am cutting water again.
Yeah.
Or I'm adding water back, and I'm cutting Earth.
You don't have to.
No, I'm doing it. I'm even putting Peleus in there. Much
God.
to your disgust. All right, Mordred's back in. You can relax. Everything's fine.
He's so good, though.
All right, and so now we're gonna cut.
I don't know why I'm trying to convince you to play the good cards.
Oh, no, I love it. That's what we need to do. It's how we win. Prius is gone. Percival is gone. And Gawain is gone. Wow, those are some good cards you just cut.
We got to get down to 40, man.
Horrible.
How many horses are you on? I would cut 2 horses.
I'm at 4 horses total.
4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Now, do you just cut all the Earth cards at this point? Because we don't have a lot, and we dropped Valor. So, can you cut Sir Morian? Yes, that's a cuttable card, right? Wait, let's not do it yet. Let's just see if we can.
Wait.
Can you cut Sir Kay? That's a cuttable card.
That is a cuttable card.
Can you cut Queen Guinevere?
You can. I don't think you need to, but you can.
What about Yellow Knight and Verdant Knight could go, and then Sir Bors is too good. We love Sir Bors, so we got to run 1 Earth. We're not cutting all Earth cards.
Yeah, he's 1 Earth. I don't think you cut all Earth cards.
Yeah. Okay, we're down to 32. We need to get to 29.
No, 3 left. Cut some of the generic knights, and let's just see what the uniques do.
Okay, we've got a 3. So let's cut a 3 of... Let's keep the fire versions and cut the verdant, because we'll probably go...
All right.
Okay, we're at 29. For those of you keeping track at home, and John, you don't have to pull this up, because I'm going to just run through it. We've got 4 horses, so 2 fine coursers, 2 war horses. Tom Thumb, Morgana Le Fay, Purple Knight, Sir Agravain, Sir Bors, Sir Peleus, Yellow Knight, Brother Knight, Queen Guinevere, Sir Balin, Sir Gaheris, Sir Ironside, Sir Kay, Sir Lamorak, Sir Morian, 3 Black Knights, 1 Sir Mordred, and 1 Sir Pelennor.
See you, Sean.
And then we got 3 Power of Flight, 3 Vanishment, 3 Shatter Strike.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, I think it'll be just a good little first test run.
And then we got 13 sites here. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
You said you were going to fire up.
7, we're going to fire up. Let's look at our fire sites.
I'm going to find a play mat while you're doing this.
Okay. And we definitely wanted... We know we wanted the site that did damage. Cursed land. We want 2 cursed land. That's a good one for turning on the Black Knight. We also want Forge, probably. Might be in. I know. I wish I could turn him. I wish there might be a way.
Hold on, you just keep doing this. This is for my own edification.
I can bring them up on the screen for you. They're already flipped.
Poison Well. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Poison Well. Oh my gosh. Who made that card? That's crazy.
What up, Mr. Frick?
Okay, that means we are left with...
Yeah, Poison Well.
What are they doing?
Just some...
Okay, so that means 2 Forges, 3 Poison Wells, and 2 Cursed Lands. So we go Heavy Fire, and then we have Camelot as one of our uniques. Do we need Camelot? 1 less?
I mean, some of those 5-costers at 3 is nuts.
Yeah, it is nuts. Like if you go like Camelot first turn, and then second turn Tournament Ground, and then play like a 4, that's pretty...
Yeah.
That's pretty wicked. Okay, we're done.
Don't love that.
So now we just got to build it. You know what I'll do? I'll post this publicly on...
That would have been easy.
Oh my god, we forgot about the artifacts, dude.
How many artifacts do you have? You have a big old fat stack of artifacts. What is going on?
Well, I've got 2 slots open currently.
Jangle.
The Gospel Helmet we're going to drop, right? Strike damage, a lot of times you're just Archimago doesn't even striking damage. It doesn't even matter. Let's drop it. That's a good card. I know it's a good card. I know it's a good card. We're keeping the spear. Are we keeping Excalibur?
If you have Guinevere, yeah.
Okay.
That's very good in your deck.
And then do we cut the Sword and Shields and the Ring of Morgan, and then we're done?
That's a good test.
Yeah, let's cut them. Because we've got, like, we're already in Arby's. We've got so much beef already. Ring of Morgan's gone. Okay. This is just a clean... Okay. We did it. Wow.
Arby's. You want a roast beef sandwich?
I would love a roast beef sandwich. I haven't had one of those in years.
I'm ready to see.
That onion bun, I don't want the cheese on it, though. You know, when I was a kid, I loved the cheese.
The Arby's cheese? It's uncomfortable.
I used to love the cheese, but now I can't love the cheese anymore.
Let's just see.
I'm approaching 40.
I can indeed get Arby's delivered. You have time to play this game?
I have time to play this game. I have to leave at probably 4. I've got an hour and a half.
Okay.
We can probably get it done in time if I can get this built real quick. Okay, going to the sites. And can you see what the crowd thinks about things?
Dude, this is crazy. This inflation business.
Did they mark it up on
The value menu roast beef slider? It's $2.50.
For a slider?
That was 2.5 sandwiches when I was a kid.
For a slider,
You'll never believe how much I paid for a burger when I was a kid. It was 5 cents.
That is not happening.
That's what they told me when I was a kid. Hold on. There's got to be some sort of. There's got to be a better way here.
Power of flight. Okay.
Just don't make no sense. I want a bag of sandwiches. Don't you see? 5 for 5. It's as simple as that.
Dude, the 5 for 5 is long gone.
Oh man,
You used to.
devastating.
Yeah, you're done.
Well, you want a regular roast beef sandwich?
Probably not for whatever price it's going to be. It's just, but I mean, if there was a roast beef sandwich in front of me, would I eat it? Yeah.
You said, "Where's the beef?" It just got me.
With some Arby's sauce and.
Why is Arby's serving beef? Actually, like burgers.
They did the whole rebrand. We have the beef, the meat thing. It's like, just sell roast beef. Can you just be good at something? Mm-hmm. Then maybe it wouldn't be $18 for a sandwich. Your economies of scale go up. You get to order more at a time.
But they don't let you order individual roast beef sandwiches either. You just have to order a combo. This is not happening.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What is wrong with the world?
On a future stream, I will come with Arby's.
That's.
How about when you beat me, we will have Arby's.
Okay. Arby's today then.
Stephen John is sort of quasi-apologizing. Not many ordinary cards, but his collection is not organized for ordinaries.
Yeah, that's right. I've almost got them all.
So, okay.
I got a power of flight. One more power of
flight.
flight.
Yeah, you just got those unique knights and just pop, deck built.
Deck built.
You're living the Arthurian Legends dream, man.
I love it, actually. Look at how beautiful it looks so far, too.
Yeah, and all those unique knights. That's what it was built for.
Jesse's going to be watching this back. So proud. He's going to say, oh,
Jesse.
They built the night note, Sean. You're going to be like, that's exactly how we built it in testing.
Yeah. For fun.
No one's ever done that before.
Yeah. My deck was also built for fun.
Uh-huh. Is Shatter Strike exceptional? Yes. Okay. Let me get 3 Poison Wells and 2 Cursed Lands.
Dysphoria. I appreciate hearing this. It's not so bad deck building together on stream.
Yeah, I love it.
We're both trying to build decks is hard because you're just in your own little world and also trying to engage the other person and also trying to engage people watching. But Dysphoria is saying, I know you've said how stressful you find deck building on stream, but once again, gotta say, it's so good to watch and useful to be able to link friends to give them an idea of the process.
Cool. That's good to know, actually. I mean, this process is... We do a lot of skipping and shorthand, and we don't explain why we think a card is good or bad a lot. So it's probably not... We probably should do that, is what I mean to say. I actually hate... This makes me very uncomfortable, trying to understand how I'm going to get 4 Threshold every time. And if I see Tournament Grounds, but I don't, and then what if I only see Camelot, but not enough Thresh, and all fire?
I'll tell you what makes me stressed is having to try to explain the math and thinking behind this choice at the same time as making this choice. I get it. We might play it, and you're like, "This is miserable."
Why don't you shuffle these sites up and then take some draws?
You want sleeve? You sleeving Steven?
Yeah, let's sleeve him, Steven. Just leave him, Steve.
I'm gonna go blue for your
Some red ones.
sights.
Yeah, sure. Okay, and then let's get the magic done. Shatter Strike. Jonathan did a great job organizing these.
What up, Ryan Roper? Good to see your name.
Hey, Ryan. Long time. 3 Shatter Strikes is way too many.
Danny, good night. So what's going on in your guys' life? Excited for the new year? I am excited for the new year.
Yeah.
My life's a little less complicated than Steven's right now.
I'll tell you what, fatherhood is... I keep saying it, but it's like really a surprising win. Who knew?
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying it
Sorry,
too.
he's not watching.
I'm just saying, I'm glad you're enjoying it, especially given your hesitancy going
Oh,
in.
see, I thought you were saying, like, I'm glad one of us is.
No, I'm having an amazing time. I've said it a lot. It's one of the most profoundly difficult and enjoyable things I've ever done all at the same time. It's not as difficult anymore, knock on wood. I will say my daughter is learning the skill of turning over. Mm-hmm. And like last night we laid her down to go to sleep in the crib. Within 2 minutes, she was on her face just screaming because she flipped over, but she doesn't know how to flip herself back yet.
Yeah.
She also is not comfortable enough with the concept to just fall asleep on her stomach.
Is she sleeping, like, just out, or is she being...
Oh, she's out.
She's not in a...
Not in a swaddle.
We're in the starfish at this point.
Starfish?
Yeah.
What's a starfish?
It's like a padded suit that basically keeps them like this.
Is it called? Is it like a magical or a
Yeah, it's magic.
Merlin?
Merlin. It's the magic Merlin.
Magic Merlin?
Yeah, we call it the starfish.
Yeah. No, she's so she has a sleep sack, which is just like a blanket she wears on her lower body. That makes sense. So like
It does.
goes over her shoulders, but her arms are out, and it's super loose, so her legs can do whatever they want.
Nice.
But it instead of like wearing something really like tight that's warm that makes her hot, it's like meant to be a little more breathable.
Yeah, cool.
Anywho, so she just flipped over and immediately started screaming, and then gets like upset. Then you sneak in, you like flip her over, and you're trying not to let her know that it's you doing it. And then she's screaming, and then you go, back and forth. She eventually goes to sleep. But we're on like the 10 and a half, 11 hour night train at this point.
Yeah, didn't that feel awesome?
Yeah. Like, and this morning I was watching the monitor because I like wake up early enough that it should be before she's awake so that I can shower and then just be ready to go when she's ready to go. But just witnessed her, like, she's awake, she's kind of playing by herself in the dark, and then all of a sudden she flips over. But she didn't cry for like 5 or 6 minutes.
Heck yeah.
She's just hanging out.
It's beautiful.
Then she started screaming.
Well, it's amazing to think about how much turning over is a big part of our development.
Ryan, glad to hear that, man. I know you had a rough go.
We cut double Earth, right? Yes, we did.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so glad we get to play Ironside.
It's amazing watching how every little step is developmentally happening and critical.
Jonathan he's got a lot of these Lancelots. He must have ordered a lot.
How do you think he got that playset?
Yeah, dude was not messing around this time.
Yeah, he's like, I remember at SorceryCon, he came up to me and was expressing, he was pleasantly and surprisingly delighted to be so close and to be completing his collection. And then like the sense of completion of it was more fulfilling than he expected, and that was both unnerving and exciting.
I love that. Okay, we've got next up, I think we're done except for we need Brother Knight, Yellow Knight, and Purple Knight. So Brother Knight's going to be Elite Fire.
Look at this. First batch of 3, Tournament Grounds, Annual Fair, Poison Well.
That's perfect.
Second batch of 3, Tournament Grounds, Annual Fair, Valley of Delight.
That's perfect.
Tentacle, Glastonbury Tour, Annual Fair.
That's actually fine.
Valley of Delight, Cursed Land, Joyous Guard.
That's fine also. Okay, we can make that work.
Poison Well, Up and Usk, Cursed Land. That's like your lightest, but you have 1 earth, 1 water, and a bunch of fire on that one. Poison Well, Forge. That one you'd be mulliganing. Yeah, so it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 out of 6 of your things are good. So 4 out of 6 if you mulligan 3. The odds of missing both of those is like 1 in 10 games, probably.
I'll take those odds. Okay, and now we've got to find Those are good odds.
That's
Yellow Knight and Purple Knight.
That's good to know. Saying as a 2-year-old, we found talking to her through the monitor sees her immediately.
That's cool.
We got one of those monitors you can speak through.
Yeah.
So might have to try that.
I would worry because I'll run it sometimes when I come in and like throw the pacifier back in. Like if it's like 5 and I'm like, I think I can get another hour or 2 out of this. Sometimes it does backfire where it's like once she's like, oh, you're around?
Yeah.
Now I'm really interested.
Now it's time to engage me.
I went from like kind of sad and wanting something to like, oh no, you're up.
Get me the milk.
Get me something. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm hungry.
Yeah. We switched. Our daughter hit the 4-month sleep progression like right on time and like crazy. So we switched to the crib in our own room as part of that process. But as part of that process, we also went cold turkey on the pacifier at night.
Perfect.
So she's been 2.5 months now without
Very nice.
nighttime pacifier.
Good.
As a kid, it took an unfortunate amount of time for my parents to break me of the pacifier thing. So I was like, I'm not playing that game.
Yeah, that's good. She's not. It's there at the very beginning, and then she spits it out every time.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, makes sense.
Yeah. It's like, I'm calm. I don't need this.
But I noticed that she's kind of like not as into it as she used to be. She's kind of just getting uninto it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The art on Purple Knight is some of my favorite art in this entire game.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning. Yep. 2 thumbs up. Deck Planet, how popular is Sorcery TCG? Pretty popular. I don't know how to contextualize that.
It's kind of hard. It's hard by the usual metrics, especially because so much of the buying and playing is not happening in the traditional venues, in your traditional stores and stuff. A lot more kitchen table, a lot more friend groups, bars, that kind of stuff is going on. So, yeah, hard to say.
I think these are different. Yeah, these are different colors. I got this beauty when we're ready.
I've got 41 cards. What's 11?
Your avatar's in there.
No, I just pulled it.
Let me see him.
What did I miss? 3 black knights, 3 purple knights.
There's probably one of these knights that
3 yellow knights.
doesn't belong. You got two. No, you have the 2 waters.
I've got Serpelius. Yeah. Is there any double earth in there?
Oh, foil Cerberus. Double Earth, Sir Bedivere.
He's out. There we go. That was it. Okay. I'm going to put it right back in the right order so that Jonathan...
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
No, I am not being sarcastic. These are my sites?
That was such a confusing no I am to a negative. So you're saying no... Negative, positive to a negative. It's like, I don't know how to map this one out.
Yes, we have no bananas. Do we have a playmat? Did you find one?
Yeah, I'm wearing it as a blanket.
Very good. Very good.
One thing I love about card games is you can be so focused on what's going right in front of you that maybe 45 seconds ago I said, hey, I have this playmat over ready, like this. Steven had no idea, and I'm wearing it.
You are wearing it currently, yes.
It's just amazing. It's part of what we love about it. You can actually just be fully immersed in something that is not doom scrolling.
I actually wonder if this deck really should just be playing all possible knights. Not all possible, but like every card you draw is like a beefy knight, and that's the game plan.
Yeah. I'm curious, just even at the current ratio.
Do we have enough cards?
I'm going to guess. What are you looking for?
Do we have enough sleeves?
There's more over there.
Okay.
I have enough to sleeve these. These are extra.
Like, if you draw a bunch of shatter strikes, it's like, oops.
Yeah.
It at least is usable with your Templar pretty decently. So. That's something. So 29 bodies. Is that enough bodies in a deck? 29 out of 40?
Yeah, I think so.
And then 6 of your magic's draw?
That's
Okay.
the real thing. So 35 of your cards are the knights or cards that draw. So they're like card neutral to the knights. That's really high density.
Okay.
I think you'll be all right.
We believe.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do it. Oh, wait. I was going to post this. I'll post this.
Discord.
Well, I'm just going to post it on Curiosa.
Oh, yeah.
Can
this
I
from
make
my
it,
office.
How do I make it not private? I go to back to deck list. Okay. And then I go publish. I published it. Oh, and I called it Ale Nights. I need to make it a cooler name.
Yeah, what are you going to call it? This is like one of your greatest strengths.
Where's the... How do I... There it is. In settings, of all places. Let's call it something about Invisible Nights. Nighttime is funny. That's actually very funny. I'm going to go that.
But KNIGHT time?
Yeah. I'll do it like Oh, get it because of banishment. They all disappear, and then it's like nighttime. You can't see them.
It's a beautiful thing.
Anyway.
And that was right off the top of the dome.
That's right.
Didn't even have to work at it.
All right, so that took us, what, about an hour and a half?
2 hours and 4. Well, after the discussion, it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Not bad.
And that was a really fun way to spend that time, actually.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
That's one of my favorite things to do.
Build decks.
But now, see, card games are so awesome because of this. The level of excitement that you get when you're taking a new deck for its first spin is like nothing else. I don't feel this excited when I drive a new car off the lot.
How often do you do that?
Once every 20 years.
Hold on, let's get this thing centered. It's like, I don't...
Oh, Nighty Night. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's maybe better.
Perfectly centered.
Nighty Night.
Nighty Night. A bedtime story. Written by Stephen Woolley.
You're not doing 100 pre-release, right? You're not doing any fab anymore. After it took over your life.
Yeah. Hey, just so we're aware, I'm going to be fancy, but I have to do it.
What's that?
Is it Avatar of Earth? I'm going to play with my sketch card.
Oh my gosh. Look at that bad boy.
I looked over at John, his face. Like, wow.
But I can't
If you need
read
a
it.
reference, I'll just leave it here for reference for you.
+1 for every Earth type.
Nearby. Yeah. Luckily, you're not playing Earth.
I'm not really.
Actually, yeah. Golden Eagle cards. Just got back. What did he come up with?
That's pretty standard night stuff. Banishment's probably the key trick to look for. Get a couple of knights out, give them all stealth, swing into sights for hopefully 10 to 15. And then once on death's door, power of flight or spear or horses to kill the avatar. Just get like a grapple shot and oh god. You're like, man, I remember what good decks look like now.
Sweet mother. Well, look at those two. I mean... guess we'll keep one of these.
Do you think Fab really do you think it was the catalyst that you needed to really appreciate what you wanted out of your card gaming experience? Or is it that you just got older and had more responsibilities and so you might want the Fab experience but you don't have time for it? Like if you had infinite time, would you be doing Fab still?
I mean, infinite time.
I mean, like if you had,
but
if you were a normal bachelor,
I think if you want a
but do you?
Currently, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's from a pure lack of desire or it's actually just a life exhaustion phase.
Mm-hmm. That's what I don't know either.
I also think it's the kind of thing, specifically, it took a while to get there, but in the end, Fab is a very tightly designed game, which is part of what makes it great for competitiveness. However, I had never played a game that was at that scale of players and basically people attempting to solve.
Mm-hmm.
So the game actually does get solved to a degree pretty quickly. And so it feels more to me like high-level chess than it does the card games I played growing up. Like when I play Alpha Clash at an event, it's very unsolved. We didn't even know what our character did at the event. And so even if I wanted to like really, really, really dive into a game, we spent years playing like the FFG LCGs. Like Fab is just a game that essentially gets solved. There's big events all the time, and there's so many players, and there's so many incentives to solve it. And that was what the Wolfpack was. It was trying to build an engine of people that could solve it.
Yeah.
Ahead of everyone else, going into major events, and then you do your thing. So I think playing a game that gets solved is not necessarily what I want. I think the other piece of that is once you have gotten to that level of Fab, and you do that for a while, like it just there's only so long you can do that. Some people can do that infinitely, but for me it was like it was just very, even before knowing we were having a baby and stuff, it was like I was having to like take breaks and even taking breaks though is hard because you just fall behind.
Yeah.
And it's like this whole treadmill thing going on. So I think if you want a game to be obsessed with and to play crazy amounts of and compete at and have ample opportunity to travel the world and play and compete and have all this stuff going on, it's hard to imagine a game doing that better.
Yeah. That was my big question is like, is it life-changing or is it I realized that this isn't actually what I wanted, period? How could you even know? Who's going first?
Oh yeah, I don't have my D20s. Do you have D20s?
Oh yeah.
I think it's maybe both. A little of both. Oh, there's one.
I get a fancy one.
Yeah, you're good. That's hard to answer though. I just think it's a little of both. The feeling of like, even if it had been a decade ago when I started playing Fab, I think there's a certain amount of time. I see a shadow back there. He's back behind the.
Hey, where's that stab line?
Oh, it's in my office on the shelf near the window. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an answer to that. Yeah, Danny, I don't. I don't think that the future of the game is in question. I think it's obviously there's a ton of momentum, and the game is doing it. It seemingly set out to be the best competitive card game of all time, and I think it's living up to that. It's just, is that what you want out of a game, and or is that what you have the bandwidth to do? Like I was doing it on a really. I didn't realize the weight that it had at the time between the preparation and the team and the traveling and the scheduling the traveling and the going on the trips and the missing work and the whole 9 yards. But I think there's also different levels you can engage with it at. I just knew, like when I stepped back, there was no, I wouldn't be able to partially engage with it.
You're obsessive.
One, just because of who I am, but two, because of who I play with and who I know that play and the way that would work. It's really hard to approach a game at a different level than the people you're playing it with or the people that you're friends with and kind of stay part of that conversation or to engage in that same kind of way. Like, in a tournament, especially when you travel for it, being prepared and feeling good and having a chance to do decently and win a decent amount of games. If you're behind the curve, it's such a skill rewarding game that you really just can't be behind the curve like that. And so I knew that I could not just be one foot in. Aaron Clark, I know with a young baby, finding any free time is impossible, but have you filled any of the time dedicated to TCGs, LCGs with other hobbies? I have not yet. We're getting back to the point where that's possible. My daughter's like a little over 6 months old, and she's sleeping more routinely, and she has a more consistent bedtime. And so I've had that feeling. I definitely have the itch to engage in things like a card game or more deeply into card games. And I know I'm now finally having the energy and bandwidth to do it to some degree. But not the degree I was doing it. We were trying to have a kid, and I was kind of I was engaging with Fab at an unhealthy level, almost intentionally, because I knew I wouldn't be able to do that in that game. Point, after. Yeah. It's like, well, I'm really going to get it in. I'm going to go on the trips. I'm going to go to Worlds and Pro Tour, and I'm going to qualify for this stuff. Because I assumed my life would look very differently after that happened, assuming it happened. And I was right. That would be impossible to do what I was doing. And have any sort of relationship with my wife or daughter.
Yeah, which is only mildly important. I've come to find out. Okay. All right, let's get into it. Who's going first? Evens, odds, you know the drill. 8.
Even Steven.
Even Steven.
You get the fancy. Use your fancy now.
All right, I don't get to draw, but I do get to play, yeah?
You going first?
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. That seems right. Let's drop a back row Carleon up on Usk. That is Earth, Fire, and Water.
Over to me?
It's you, baby.
An absolute classic. Let's draw a site. Okay. I'll tap my avatar, and we will play a Humble Village. Can you hand me one of those villagers? One of those foot soldiers, I mean. You know the drill.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Over to Steven. Let's draw Sighty Sight. I mean, that's a big question, isn't it? Okay. Yeah, this is actually great. We're gonna tap. I'm gonna play Cursed Land. Oh wait, this is actually gonna hurt me, isn't it? I thought that only affected you. We don't want to do that, do we? Wow, that's crazy, right?
And it's aggro to the max. Technically, it's 6 life, assuming I'm doing what I want.
But then I lose 4, and then maybe not.
Yeah.
Let's do.
I think the real with that. Technically, if you end up with here,
I think that's right.
And then you build the rest of your stuff over here, it kind of forces the game over there.
That's where we'll go. So we'll go air here. So I'm currently at 4, 1 of each, and then we'll pay 2 for a yellow knight. Plants.
Wait, hold on. Oh, it provides that permanently. Oh, we need little tokens or something. You don't get.
It's air.
All right.
We've got one of everything with these 2 sides. That's all we need to know.
Okay. That's not Earth. I got it.
This is strong though.
That is very good. Yeah.
It makes you not want to. I mean, that's a miserable. You're gonna burn a foot soldier on the Lance token unless I have a bamboozler, but.
Over me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm gonna do now.
What you gonna do now?
Cool. Let's tap the avatar.
If you let me put Curse Land here, that would be sick.
I'm not going to allow that to be true. What I am going to do though is play Rift Valley.
Oh, okay.
Come on over.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. And then I'll play an Onyx Core. And then...
It's for Shadow Strike. It's just
I'll pass to you.
Absolute disaster for you. Okie dokie. I guess it doesn't really change much. I mean, that just kind of turned my Templar into an aggro moment. Just swing for 2 at your Rift Valley. I mean, not gonna do it now, but that's the eventuality of it, isn't it? Okay.
I believe.
We've got 3 coming up, and then 4 is an off turn. So we know what play we're gonna do here. So do we want to see... The site actually won't change the outcome. So we'll draw a spell, because that could change the outcome. Very good. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll get away from your dumb foot soldier and all your dumb friends. Well, let's just go ahead and swing for 3 here.
Okay.
And then we will tap here, play Curse Land here. Nope, here. It's got to be next to my thing. I think that's better. And then we'll pay 3 for our first Sir or Knight. And wow, I mean, that is kind of scary. Let's pay 3 for Sir Morian. 2 foot soldiers and no projectiles, including your little grapple shots.
Hot diggity dang. All right.
I'll pass to you.
All right. Let's draw one of these. Don't mind if I do. Let's play here. Bedrock.
No modifications.
No mods. You can attack my unexhausted units.
That's right.
Playing all these different games. I've been in Alpha Clash mode where you can't do that.
You can't do that in the... There's one other one you can't do that in too. Transformers. That's a game that didn't quite get its due.
It never... Oh, I just made it.
They do what you want. Yeah, better.
Well, I realized I don't have the threshold that I need to do.
Can you imagine? You do that in a tournament. I do that all the time, and I'm just like, I wish so much that I could undo that. Now I can't even play this card that I was planning on playing the whole time. You got 2 Earth?
I mean, your little rush strategy is working here.
You feeling a little pressure?
But my Onyx core will
Actually,
protect me.
because I'm gonna not draw that because I don't have the threshold.
Did you find it?
I did. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we made it.
We'll have a clean game.
Yeah. All right.
Isn't it funny how often that happens in Sorcery? You're like, I just need that. I know the odds are high, and you draw it, and you're like, yeah, I got it.
1, 2.
3 for your Onyx, don't forget.
Yeah, I'm gonna play here.
You want it?
I don't think so. Because I have 4. Yeah, I do want it. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on over. I'm gonna play Corsum Kobolds.
Nice. That's the answer there.
And then end of the round, there's a 2 to this guy.
You got it. Freelance, though, for anybody who wants it.
Yeah. Yes, indeed.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling not so hot sauce about this bar. You know what I mean? Might be game 1. It just nukes me out of the sky. These cards are bangers.
Let's take a site. Okay. Okay. Got 3 mana, going to 4 mana. And then going to 5 mana. I hear you.
Oh, is that true?
What's up?
In your turn, they strike. So when I strike, I spend my last token.
Yes, you do. Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad. What are those kobolds going to do? Right? So they move in, they pick up the lance, and then they can strike my Templar. And then my Templar can strike them and kill them. But they'll just kind of keep doing their thing. It's very annoying.
The kobolds?
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. He's on to me.
All right, let's swing into your foot soldier here.
Yeah, we got it.
Gotta play around my cursed land.
You cursed it.
We're gonna go annual fair back here. Going to 4 mana.
I love it.
Then let's go. Let's see, 3. I mean, it's risky, man. It's some risky business being around these kobolds. If I send Morian down, do 3, pick up the lance.
What could possibly go wrong?
And then you have like some 1 damage something. But projectiles can't hit me, so you maybe don't have anything like that. But you probably have imps in here, right? You gotta have imps if you got the kobolds, so that's an easy win.
1-2 smash.
Yeah. And then we gotta see.
What up, Truce? Yeah, how are you playing?
That's a lot of pressure, though. Okay. This guy's up. Let's go. Oh, no, he's not. He played this. Let's just swing in for 3.
Okay.
And then
14.
I'll swing in for 1 more.
That's pretty good. He dies when that happens.
I'm swinging at the site.
Oh, yeah. That's the right way to do it.
Not a dummy.
Yeah. Oh, you
Somehow.
could fool me. What?
Nope, I gotta play a card.
Dang.
If you got the answer, you got the answer, and I think I just need to accept that.
Answer to...
Like if you have imp, move kobold,
I see.
Fine. It's fine. It'll be depressing. But if you don't have it, it's gonna suck for you. 3 for Sir Balin. Whenever I strike an avatar, I destroy that site and then burrow minions and artifacts there. So that's...
What the...
Could be you. Could be you, man.
Over to me?
Yeah.
All right. Let's dig ourselves out of this hole. Okay. See you. Oh, that's pretty hot. Does damage sticks to the end of the round? Does.
Yes, you can do like multiple, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Onyx, yeah.
5. So I do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, indeed. You have no blockers.
I just lance stuck in there. That matters. Yeah, I wish they gave me defense too.
Oh, interesting.
That probably change. If you were looking at stacking damage, that probably changes it big time. Unless it's with imps. Now the question is, if you're here and you stay here, can you shoot projectiles out? Does a projectile enter the side it starts at? It doesn't, right?
I don't know, man.
But I think it does because it hits things on your site if you fire it. I think it does. I don't think you have any projectiles. Well, you probably have grapple shot. Nothing.
I don't know.
You look depressed.
I am. I'm not. I just have to survive.
I hear you on Truce, that top-down camera. I swear, John and Jonathan, we've talked about this every time we do this. We got to do something with that top camera. Look at it. Looks like an old VHS tape.
Maybe that's the point.
We're going to get our top-down shot to 8K. With Jonathan's beanie, he definitely should be filming in 8K. Put it in the dome in Vegas.
Oh
man, this is a great tip. Look, looks like it makes an actual lance.
That is great. What up, Michael?
That's why we're here.
Appreciate
you
the
can
compliment.
make it look like he's got a tiny lance, like a giant. That's hilarious, like an anime lance. Cool. So if a projectile starts where Sir Morian is, it can't go anywhere. It stops. Done. Can't even enter, so it fizzles.
Beautiful.
What's up, Michael Muchler? Thanks so much, Sam. First time catching the live broadcast. Love your content. Well, that's
Amazing.
great. Well, you're in deep. This is the deepest one can be into the Covenant content. Pumping out the shorts, though. Did you guys just say, like, we realize that this is what YouTube is wanting us to do, so we're just going to pump?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you might. John, you're crushing this. Look good.
Thank you.
Oh, I guess I need health.
Yeah, this strat's pretty good.
Play dudes.
Play dudes fast.
Play cheap dudes fast.
It's pretty good, man.
Cheap dudes fast. That's what the new deck's called.
Yeah. I think if I do that, I mean, it's just a lot of moving parts.
Old Duder's head.
It hurts.
Oh, it's so good. Oh man, I love it.
I've got to deal with a lot of things all at once.
Yeah.
I need. I guess.
I think dudes is also our finisher.
What?
Like, I think just dudes on the board is how we end the game.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Like, this guy's a problem.
If I have Shatter Strike here, it's absolute game over.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's tap here.
I probably don't, though.
Let's play.
Put it here. Or here, maybe?
Let's play better on here.
Okay. Well, your anti-water tech is really showing off today.
Yeah. I was prepared for it.
That card single-handedly makes water unplayable, by the way. Do you know how much I hate that?
Yeah, I can feel it.
Do you know how much really I hate it? That and Smokestack, and like my tournament experience was miserable. Sorcery Con.
Okay. I'm going to move here.
You gonna attack your site?
No. I'm going to not pick that up.
Okay, it's there. Sitting.
Then I'm going to Shatter Strike here with my avatar for 3.
You did it.
Yeah, it's not enough though.
Okay.
So it kills your Lance and you take 3. Then at the end of the turn, my Kobolds are going to kill him.
Wow. Cool. Okay.
Working hard for the money.
You did work hard for that.
I was this close to being able to clear your board. I just needed a little more juice in the tank.
You're running Shadow Strike. You said that card was not.
I did not. I said I would never run it over Grapple Shot.
Yes, you're running all of them. Understood.
You'll note a distinct lack of air on the table, though.
So you didn't pick this up?
No.
Oh, right, because it would just break.
Yeah, you got it.
Unless you want to break it, because my Templar's about to roll in and...
I mean, you can come get it.
No, I'm about to kill your Kobolds.
That's fine.
They're out of here. And then I'm going to pick up that Lance. I may not. I really probably need the mana more than anything.
This is the magic.
Okay, this is where things
I'm hoping you stall out here.
things get pretty interesting. This decision is a big one. If I draw a site, I can play a card in my hand a turn earlier than I can otherwise. And if I am able to play that card this turn,
It's very good for you.
it's extremely good for me. But otherwise, I can draw a spell, almost certainly play it this turn, no matter what, and then play this site, and the next turn draw a site, and then play this card. So I know that I can play 2 cards over the next 2 turns. If I draw a site and I don't hit the threshold that I need, I don't play anything this turn. I don't think I can do that.
Does not seem...
So we've talked it out. I can also hit a problematic threshold here too, though. Let's draw a spell. I don't hate that. It's not quite good enough, but I don't hate that. Interesting. I'm working 4 mana here. If we go up to 5, no reason to do any of that stuff. I could also just come. How many cards you got?
2 spells, 1 atlas.
Yeah. I'd be curious to know what that last card was.
My last card?
No, what my... So I think I go 5 here, and then, yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm feeling particularly great about my situation here.
Well, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to play I'm not going to be able to play a card here, though.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
Good news for me.
Yeah. That's where I'm tempted. I'm tempted to just get Kobolds off the board here. Because my playing a site this turn doesn't lead to me playing a card this turn. And then I get the site draw anyway, maybe hit it, and then a 1-turn delay it if I don't hit it. And I am going to do that because that removes a lot of shenanigan opportunities and it gets a Lance token on the Templar.
That seems good.
Which is I think that's a big play. So let's go ahead and hit here for 2.
Boom, we're on the board.
That's kind of the beauty of the Templar. Pick this up, and then I'll swing for 4 total on your site. It's fine.
Yeah. Out of 9. We're getting rocked.
You have Valor, don't you?
Valor?
Is that why you hesitated to see if I was attacking your avatar? Does it work on avatars? Can you read it from your hand?
I don't have Valor.
That's
the instant? I don't have it. Over to me?
Yeah, it's over to you.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh, don't really need that. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can get a 6. It doesn't really matter. Let's draw here. Cool. Okay. It's a thing. You can't block, so that's cool. We like that. We like the stock.
Why is this game so good?
It is very good.
How did they do it? How did they do it? they channeled everything great about everything I played in the past 15 years, particularly the early days of my TCG life. And they distilled it into a beautiful
I don't know.
thing. I mean, it's beautiful.
I don't know.
It's beautiful. It's more art than spreadsheet. That's the thing. That's what we talk about all the time. It's more art than spreadsheet. I think I should leave that foot soldier up to block for Morian. Would you do that if you were
Yeah, if you have the chance. Like right there.
Yeah, you'd be at 10, and what I'm looking at is like, okay, if he doesn't do something here, I can get him down to 6 more, so then you're 3 away from Death's Door, and then it seems like kind of a putt to get it in, and then I would hold the foot soldier.
Well, step here. Go play.
I guess I got to honor Desert too, maybe? I don't know. Can't have it all. No, you didn't. You're playing that card, Zach? I hate this. What? Are you seriously playing that card? I looked at when I went through all of the cards and I searched Night and all of that stuff. I went through all of the sites in Arthurian Legends and I said, "Oh my God, there's a singular site in this game that shuts off this entire deck somehow."
That's what I wanted. I was gonna play it earlier, but
why does this exist? Who has fun here?
I don't know. But
can you read that site to me?
Yeah, sure. Bower of Bliss. Mortals in the realm become beasts and are silenced.
So their text box is blank.
Yeah, and they're beasts. So the card that is good with beasts that would be blank in this situation.
Who's running? Why are you running that card? Did you put it in for this matchup?
No. This deck was built for Sorcery.
Is it unique?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
It's just I don't have any mortals in my deck.
I can't believe it.
So it doesn't affect me at all.
You dirty dog.
Yeah.
That is the most Bush League thing this side of the Mississippi.
What is this Bush League? I'm going to play some blue cap knockers over here. And we'll also play some here.
Okay.
And it's over to you.
Miserable. Utterly miserable.
They're fairies, not mortals.
I know. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
So miserable. Oh my gosh. I won't be able to recover from that. This card in my hand is now a complete waste of time.
Noble saying this is why Castles Ablaze is needed in all fire decks.
And what happens to you? Is that how you kill a site?
Yeah, it can blow up a site, yeah, basically.
Oh my gosh. That's hard to believe.
Steven is on tilt.
Look, okay, wait, hold on. Let me just set down Sir Pellinor here.
Yep.
And he's a 5 for 5/3. Cool. That's good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
It's better when he has the rest of the text, though.
Yeah, charge and lance.
Charge is very good, yeah. Just for 6. You're way ahead, though, so I still got to dig out.
Yeah, cool.
But now you just got bodies.
Cool. That's very cool. I'm glad you did that. That's very, very good.
Yeah, thanks.
In the name of fun. Okay. How much health you got?
8, 9, 10.
why is 6 for 7?
We don't talk about that. Yeah, Stanley. Land destruction is not super common in this game.
Okay, so we could trade. We're going to, I imagine, trade. So, like, the good thing is it removes the need for me to even care about getting to the threshold for this guy, because nobody cares anymore.
He's just a body.
He's just actually a bad body. He's worse than a normal 6 cost. Would at least be 6. He's a 5/3.
Yeah.
So I will draw a card. Maybe one that's playable.
Ned saying, I love how it was off the heels of Stephen praising this game. Why is this so amazing? Can you believe this card exists?
I do think that is why it's so amazing, though. You know.
Yeah. Well, that is the power level of card that I do not think you would see in most card games.
Yeah.
They're not afraid of printing that. But when that kind of card gets printed in a game like Fab, it is untenable.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's a thing of beauty. It's a beauty. Hold on. I'm just going to be peeking.
Okay. We get it.
To be fair, I do have a 30 card sight deck as well.
Yeah, I know. It's just like it's just crazy that was drawn. You son of a
Son of a bun.
I have like my mind has blanked. I like got hit by the Men in Black thing. I like don't even know where I am anymore. Okay, I do know what I'm gonna do though. I do know. But I'm going to have to be really clever about it. But I guess if you know it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's do swing for 1 here. See if you want it or not.
How do you get there?
What? Oh, sorry. Yeah. That's a less good. Okay, my turn is less good now. Uh-oh. You can block with 2 things, right?
Yeah.
But I do my strength to both.
Yeah, why would I block with 2 things?
Well, there might be a reason. You might find a reason, I guess is the point. You have how many cards? 1 card in hand?
1 card.
I mean, we can kind of play that game in a kind of a weird way. Okay. But do I have to guard against grapple shot? No, because like I kind of want you in my face. Weirdly enough. Okay. I'm gonna play Excalibur here for +2 power. What? Then I'm gonna swing for 5 into your sight.
You're right. Blocking with 2 is the way.
If you think so, I mean.
And then your foot soldier's gonna have a sword.
You have Excalibur. It's not gonna do anything for him. He's not on the threshold, is he? But he's gonna carry it around, I guess, until you try to take it from him. Or just soak 5 for a card. It's your business.
I don't know. I don't want to use both my things, but
I've got 4 mana. I'm going to pay 1 here to get an air threshold. Go to 3 mana. And I am going to play Vanishment to give everything allied minions stealth. I just want Sir Morian and that foot soldier to have stealth. And it's going to draw me a spell. It's going to cycle me up a little bit. Oh, hello. Oh, wait, she's blank. I hate you, Zach.
oh,
Here, you want a fancy 1 strength Queen
Guinevere? And you have Excalibur. Oh, he's got the goods.
All right, anyway, it's fine. So we're stealthed. Everybody's stealthed. So we're going to take a free 3 crack here into your sight, which you cannot block.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go 4, 3, 2, 6, 3 is 3. I don't know. I feel like I take it here and hope for the best.
He's all in.
Yeah. So I got 0 mana currently. Yeah, so let's hit you for 1.
And he's stealth, but no longer
he's
stealth.
but no longer stealth. And then we'll tap here to play Poison Well. Nearby avatars lose 1 life for each nearby site they control. No, wait, that's wrong. Wait, is it nearby to your avatar? Or nearby to Poison Well? I thought it was.
Did this.
Oh, no.
Because this is poisoning.
Okay, that's different.
And you lose 2 from playing it.
Yeah. So, okay, we can't do that. I was thinking I could play it. I can't even play that there. Why would I'm going crazy. I'm losing my mind.
Yeah, it blanked your stuff and you just went on tilt.
Yeah, everything changed. The Fire Nation attacked. Oh, no, I can't play it because Cursed Land. Okay, so it would be, if I did that, it would be 1 damage to you.
It's a thing you can do.
Yeah, no. Instead, I will not do that. And I'm going to swing here for 2.
Yeah. Down to 3. Yikes.
And then we'll call it good.
Okay. What could go wrong? All right. I need a miracle. Let me think. Think. So.
I guess Guinevere would still get +4 power, right? She'd be a 5 strength because she has 4 elements.
Yeah.
I guess she'd still be immune to damage too, right?
From Excalibur, yes.
She just wouldn't get the untap. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. Everything's fine. I don't hate you at all.
1, 2, 3,
Maybe I love you.
5, 6. So site doesn't matter. May as well draw here. Okay, projectile. If I shoot a projectile, it fails because of this thing.
No, it's blank, but it would hit the first ally. You can
ally?
skip. You can skip one of your allies, and it would hit anything of mine
On that side.
on that side. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you could grapple shot yourself into Sir Morian if you landed. Now that I know Guinevere is playable, I maybe should have just played to that, because then she's just an absolute house.
Oh, shoot, dog.
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 All right, you're all blanked out.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
I'll swing for 3 here. Let's get on the board for reals.
Yeah, you're good.
And then. Oh,
Dog.
We
Board
dogging.
game bros.
Bro.
Bro.
That's just perfect.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play Rongam Niad,
Oh, I love that card.
the Sphere, and I'm gonna punch Sir Morian, but I strike first.
Yes.
And I hit for 3. And then the blue caps are gonna come over here and hit your foot soldier.
You got it. It's clean.
Back over to you.
Okay. Okay, let's draw a spell.
All right.
Well, I mean, I think I'm just gonna. Right.
Right. Cool.
I'm just gonna swing and then play Guinevere. Hope you can't kill her. And then,
You mean the immune to damage character?
well, I would have to wait and then play Excalibur next turn because it's 4 and 2, and I don't get a -1 on her. Some genius thinking there.
Big brain.
You got 1 card. We have to expect like a grapple.
I don't have any air sides. Side note.
Okay, great.
On
Then
the
you don't-
table.
Yeah, you don't have that one.
At least. So, I'll let you figure that one out.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wouldn't play Shadow Strike over Grapple Shot, but if I couldn't play Grapple Shot, perhaps I would play Shatter.
Okay, I'm gonna keep this simple. Let's just swing here for 2,
Take 2.
and then I'll pay 4 for Guinevere.
All right. Mine?
Yeah.
Let's draw here. mean, Death's Doors are coming. You know what I mean?
Yes. Gwen would be Death's Door if I could swing the turn she comes out. Sadly, I cannot.
You're at... You have how much life left?
Oh, that's not my site. Hold on, I can't play her here.
Ooh.
Gotta be smarter.
These are mine. I got
Yeah, here, I guess. This is accurate.
Okay.
Player here, she just dies to red cap. But that's also me not taking damage, so that's kind of fine. I then just need to like get Templar in there, and I'll play her there.
Mm-hmm. All right. So if I shoot a projectile from my location, I have to hit an ally, or I can skip the location.
You skip the first ally on your site, and then it hits the first thing that it sees.
Gotcha. Cool. Asking for a friend. I mean, I don't love it. I don't love it. No.
Spin your grapple shot on it. Come on.
I'll swing for 3 here.
Okay. Good 12.
Swing for 4 here.
Good 8.
Firebolt's going over here.
Okay. Ooh, boy.
Swing for 3 here.
You got it. Okay, we're gonna have a little Death's Door off.
Over to you. Woo! Death's Door's best mechanic in the game. Easy.
Let's draw a spell.
Creates just the moments. Just so you aware, John, we still have the starting soon thing showing on the screen. I don't know if that's...
I don't know what that's from. What I've seen on YouTube. It looks like it's going over.
You're good. I'll say the old 29 Knight deck did better than expected.
Not terrible, is it?
Ned's saying it's clear for them, so they can't see it. It's just on the preview screen. It's interesting.
I really don't want you to have what I presume you have.
What dost thou presume?
Well, I mean, it's going to be weird. I'll tell you that. We're just going to hit you. And then you're going to hit me. What's your Earth avatar right now?
Life?
Yeah.
1.
Well, strength.
4.
1, 2, 3.
It starts with 1.
Right. I have to do Death's Door now. We agree with that, yeah? Yeah, we agree with that. And then I've got to sneak in. Get kind of sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to take you to Death's Door, and we're going to figure out how to do that.
You inspired JD saying, I'm adding Castles of Blaze to my Templar deck now, in case of Bower of Bliss. Death's Door, baby!
Yeah. And then we'll do... Oh my god, they're mortals. Oh my god. I hate that site so much.
By the way, if I don't play Bower of Bliss, I lose this game miserably.
Yeah, you would be absolutely pantsed.
It would be crushing. Yeah, you would have easily done it.
Easily
You still might
won.
win this game, but
Easily
you would have
won.
easily won the game. It's not even a question.
My gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what a complete waste of time. Then I have to now defend this garbage pile. So you're gonna swing for 4. You can swing into that. I can block it. You still go 3/3, and no bueno. So I could also play a site that takes you to Death's Door. Go to 5. That probably opens up some plays. Okay. I actually think that's my better move. Even though I lose 2 health, I think I'm going to go to Death's Door anyway. There's no way I'm not going to Death's Door, right? And I'm not sure that you moving stuff around in a positive way even matters. Like, it's not even going to affect you. This is a bomb cursed well happening, by the way. If you were like not this close, it'd be like 5 damage to you. Okay. If we do this, we play the site there. I'm reversing things, as you can tell. Play the site there. You did da da da. You gotta have 3. You do 3. It's easy. And does losing life? You can't kill a Death's Door at losing life. Right?
I don't think so. I think you have to do damage.
Man. Is there any way to get the Lance token to somebody who needs it? No, I suppose there's not. You trade. Oh, this game is good. I don't know what to do ever. Why is it like this?
That's a lot.
Why is it like this? You do that, then you do that and that. And as long as I have a blocker, you have to swing with blue caps. Okay, there's no way around it. All right, we will go ahead and take you to Death's Door there. And then we'll play a Brother Knight here.
Oh, but he's blank, I see.
Yes, he doesn't search for the other Brother Knight. So, notably a little less good.
Bro.
A little less good, man. I don't know. I want to know so badly, I really do. There he is. 3-2.
3-2 blank.
3-2. Pick up your shoe. Go ahead.
Right? Yeah, great. Let's see what we get. Draw card. Okay. That's 6. Alright. Oh. I'm gonna play Common Sense.
What are you getting?
Don't know. Couldn't tell you, actually.
You can get a grapple shot there. I guess there's no reason. I mean, yeah, you could have some stuff on the board. Get a unicorn. Is it time?
This could save me. Send hounds.
Yeah.
There's your freaking Lancelot buried in my deck. Heat Ray's pretty good.
It gives me a turn to either win the game or lose the game.
Well, I'm even thinking like I can Heat Ray, hit here.
Oh, he's a 2. That's right. Yeah.
Hypothetically. Just looking through what my options are here. All right, so that's basically my choices: Scent Hounds, Heat Ray, Violent. If you have Stealth, what gave Stealth?
Banishment.
Banishment.
It only works on minions too. So if you clear Brother Knight, you can probably bet I don't have a. Well, I do have the horses with charge. So that could matter, I suppose.
I have one advantage in that I have a spear that means I strike first.
Yeah.
So even if you have stealth with a minion, it would have to be a minion that would live through me striking you for 4.
That's true. Yeah.
But I think the right call. Because I can.
Yeah, this is like surprisingly good.
Your deck?
Well, it's just like, just thinking about Sir Pellinor actually having text and what that would have meant. Killing the highest strength minion that you have and then drawing the cards.
It's crazy.
And having charge.
Yeah.
All the things that he's built
How much
to do.
did the banishment cost you? 3?
3, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll get Violent.
Okay.
And then I'm going to play Violent. Here. I'm going to 2 to your Brother Knight.
Okay.
And then I'll swing for 4 here. Just go 3 here.
Ding. Death's door.
And then pass to you.
Okay. I think there's one card
That does it?
that does it. Is it this one? No, not really.
What was the card you're looking for?
Shatter Strike or whatever, the one that strikes across.
Adjacent enemy, destroy an artifact they're carrying and striking.
Yeah.
Would have done it.
That would have done it. That costs 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Did you get, you got the Imp. We don't know about Heat Ray. Okay, so I've got to be cool here.
It's also where I can toss the spear.
Yeah.
And it's a piercing 3 to everything.
If it's in like straight line.
Yeah. It's technically tap the bearer.
So I have to be, you can't move and then do it.
I could move and drop it and have something else pick it up and tap.
If it could tap on that turn. Okay.
You can read me.
But it can't, I don't think something that has summoning sickness can throw that.
I have no idea.
I don't think they can tap to do that stuff.
You can't summon sickness like a rolling boulder.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that might be true.
I don't think so.
But like anything on the board could.
Yes, so I need to not be in a straight line from anything on the board currently, which is technically doable. Yeah. Okay. And we've got 1, 2. Okay.
Still 4?
Yeah. Still at 4. Okay, so we move. Okay, I'm just going to have to start going because I'm going to have to scoot. So I'll get away from the spear. Move there. And then I will pay 1 to get fire. Go into 3 mana. And then I'll play Morgana here with stealth. And I will draw my own hand of 3, which only she can cast.
Is stealth an aura, perchance?
No.
What is it? Is it anything?
It's a keyword. It's a keyword.
Okay, great. Mine?
Yes.
I don't know if I can get around. I guess she doesn't have... She's mortal, right? She's blank.
Oh my god.
The text doesn't work either. The spell.
I know. I know, Zach. I know.
Oh my god.
Why? Why would they print the card?
Oh lordy.
That is a wild one to print.
Yeah.
That was the one I want to print. Yeah, not even like nearby or next to or adjacent.
Yeah,
just
that's
the
crazy.
whole.
Yeah.
So you're saying these cards don't?
They don't.
These cards don't.
Noble Dragon, Savage.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
So you know what's funny about this, actually?
Tell me more.
These.
Your face, man. Just pain.
So I won't play this because why? I don't even know. I just won't do anything. I'll just. Well, I guess I'm not strictly losing yet. So I actually know what's coming. And it's good. It's very good. So I'll just play Morgana here and do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm about to draw is hilarious. And it's weird to know it. So you, go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
If you have any direct damage or whatever.
I have a heat ray.
Yeah, right on. Yeah.
Hey, just so we're clear, I had every right to lose that game.
Without that side, it's not even close.
It's crazy.
It's not even close.
It's really crazy.
Check this out, by the way. Next card.
Oh, shoot.
What else is cool is actually I think this may win too. Because I'm here, I charge, you have to block with Vile Imp, and then I Power of Flight the Templar and swing in sideways here. But then we kill each other. Because I'm first strike lance and you're first strike spear.
Yeah.
But a lance beats a spear in terms of reach. So I think I would win.
Golden rule. Golden rule clearly states.
So the Bower
Very good.
is crazy. If I was a local store, and I'd just ban it.
Yeah, I understand. I'm not saying they shouldn't have printed it. But I do think that is a killjoy card in a set
It really doesn't do much for you, does it?
that like is all about all these unique mortals. Like again, it's unique. I have a 30 card site deck. I only see like 6 or 7, so I'm only gonna see that.
But the one-of argument we've made a million times.
Yeah,
Why do you want a game that sucks sometimes?
yeah.
Like it does. It's just like, oh, okay. Like that's crazy. That card is actually insane.
Yeah. So I drew my opening hand.
That card is
And-
crazy.
I wanted to play it on a side, and you played the dumb poison thing.
Yeah.
And then, but I needed Threshold to play other cards. And I was like, well, I can technically blank him. And then you just kept playing worse things. And I was like, man, I should have played this way sooner. But I don't know. And I made my Kobold strategy over there was not good.
Yeah.
Like I was very poor there. But either way, I can't believe it was even close.
Yeah. That was awesome.
That is terrifying.
That would have been a housing had it not been for the Bower, actually. It was like, so that's
I would have had to retire.
That's worth noting, though, that like this is very capable of keeping up with like that Avatar Earth deck. First play, at least.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll try it a few more times,
Both
maybe.
me getting Bower and you just never know on these things. But I am curious to play more and see how that goes.
Yeah.
But it feels like to me, kind of the tempo play things you shouldn't be playing early, especially going first. It's just it's very.
Yeah.
It's like I played a Foot Soldier, and you're playing a 3 cost, which was good. Mm-hmm. And then I have a 2 cost that is not doing anything, and you're playing a 4. You have a 3 and a 4 out there going.
Going, yeah.
It's like, let's get to town.
Yeah, I hit the curve and everything really well. So I think I would look at how can we play. I had Pelennor with the 2 double thresholds, and I couldn't play it at 5 because I needed to spend 1 to make a second air threshold. Mm-hmm. And then I was going to play at 6, but I got blanked. So if there was maybe if we had the doubles from beta, that would definitely improve this deck. 3 of each double.
Oh, that would be really helpful.
Like at least your main 2 elements.
Yeah.
We run fire, and then we run the doubles for like everything that isn't fire.
That makes sense.
I can see that being a good improvement for beta.
Well, more on this next week.
Thanks guys for coming.
We're
Thanks
gonna
for
play some
watching.
more Sorcery.
Sorcery's fun. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you next time.